Boom, 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 boom! Chickity, chickity, chanka. Hey everyone, how's it going? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United. Shit, where's my phone? Hope you're all having a good evening, guys. Thank you for stopping by and getting in here. Let me just load the chat. I've had a mare here. Hope you're all good, though. Thank you very much for getting in here. So we've got a lot to talk about tonight, don't we? Which we will get into. I'm just going to wait for this to load and then see who's in here. But shout out to 70 odd of you already waiting for me to get going. Sorry I'm a couple of minutes late here, guys. But yeah, great to see you all. Thanks for stopping by. We have the man himself, Griffo Chaz, in here. He says, boom. How you doing? Jay Tanky, what's going on? Good evening to you. Mark Voot, Adavitz, Aaron Armstrong, Adam Maloney, Powell Brick, Ago Kelly, Sammy Hopkins. Great to see you, my friend. Brandon C. Who else? Mumble Sports, Stuart Montgomery, Andy 1753, JBP 91, Ryan Burspin 9, Paul Vanderbeek, Fuad Teach, G Wolf, Agrippa, Nick Pendragon, Aaron Homeyard, Stephen Ty, Ice Queen Gaming, Mazin Outer here, Jonathan Gallagher, Palmerius, The United Way, Clifford Day, Josh Smith, and everybody else. Thank you very much for joining me tonight and getting in here tonight for the Transfer News Show. Shout out to you all. It's the evening transfer edition, a little bit later than build, but we are here, guys. So thank you so much to everybody that's stopping by and getting in here. Do us a favour, smash that like button if you have not done so already. So let's get into it then, lads and lasses. The big news that's being reported at this moment in time is that Manchester United have, it's been reportedly agreed a 5-year contract with FC Porto left back and Brazil left back, well, he played once for Brazil, Alex Telles. So this is according to reports by, I think it's French journalist Mohamed Bouhafsi, and also David Ornstein has sort of suggested that that neither Porto or the Brazilian actually have any agreement in place. So there's a little bit of contention here. There's a little bit of a debate about how much is actually done. That's why I've put terms agreed ? Because, you know, of course, this is what's being reported in the media. I mean, how many times have we seen this sort of stuff recently in Manchester United's window, only for us to have it come back and bite us on the backside, lads and lasses, whether it's Gary Bale going to play golf in London, or, you know, Reguilon doing the same, or that other twat. Which we won't even mention anymore. But yeah, so look, it's obviously great news if it's true. If Manchester United have reached a 5-year agreement with Alex Telles, that's brilliant. But you know what? What we have to do is reach the agreement with the club. That's the biggest issue here. That's what the issue was with Jadon Sancho. He's happy to come, terms agreed. That's what the issue was with Reguilon. He's happy, terms agreed. But no, it's with the club that's the most important thing. So it's whether United are going to get the deal done with Porto for him. We understand they don't like spending a lot of money. Oh dear. 2 seconds, guys. I've got a little bit of a hay fever on the go, possibly melt fever, as I like to call it. Some people call it that. I personally don't. I think it's a myth. But anyway, look. Sorry about that. Thank you very much, Shabanaz Khan and Aaron Homeyard. I appreciate it. He's 27 years of age. His current contract will end at the end of the season, so he's not going to be too much in terms of the initial transfer fee. So I'm fully believing that Manchester United can get the deal done here for Alex Telles. He is obviously a very impressive player. When you look at the statistics that he's put out there in the Portuguese league for Porto, I mean, talking about assists and even scoring a heck of a lot of goals from left back there, which I don't really know how that even really works. But maybe he's on set pieces or something, I don't really know. Either way, or that he's just making some crazy Messi-esque jinking runs from left back. But whichever way you look at it, his stats are ridiculously impressive. It's a player that United could absolutely do with. We've been talking about this guy for a little while since we found out that Sergio Reguilon melt bag was going to Spurs. Not really his fault. He's not really the melt bag. It's more the fact that United didn't want to get the deal done. And you can sort of understand it in one respect, but I still think we should have taken him. But either way, we move on to our next target then, which is Alexander Telles. And let's just be clear at the start here, actually, that it's understood that Manchester United have a few different targets at left back here. So it's not just Alex Telles, even though this is being reported right now. There's still a few different options for Manchester United in terms of the left back position. So look, we don't know necessarily the names of the other players and things like that, but we understand there's a short list of 3 players that are being sort of talked about as potential suitors for that position for Man United this window. So we'll see what happens. But Alex Telles is obviously the pick of the bunch at the moment. When you consider the experience that he would bring to the side, the contention that he would bring to the position of left back with Luke Shaw, and just the fact that his statistics are really impressive. If he could do even half of that in the Prem, then United would be absolutely loving it. So yeah, and he's the right age as well, and he's the right amount of money. This is such an Ed Woodward signing. This really is. He's got got a year left on his deal. He's coming from a league that cannot compete in terms of wages and things like that with the Premier League and with Manchester United. His contract's running out. Such an Ed Woodward deal, this one. It's a bargain. The only signings I think we're going to be making right now are bargains. I mean, I don't know about this Jadon Sancho malarkey. I don't even want to get into that. But certainly the only signings we seem to have made right now, recently anyway, is Donny van der Beek and maybe potentially Alex Telles. We'll have to wait and see what happens on that one, because PSG are also sniffing around the lad. And you know what? I don't like it when other teams are sniffing around these players at the moment, because generally Manchester United melt off. Generally we have a bit of a melt and we seem to lose out on these players because we're not prepared to bend as much as some of these other teams are. And certainly Alex Telles, look, it's obviously a great opportunity for him to come, but if PSG are also interested in him, then it's a little bit dodgy. I mean, look, Laurie Whitwell tweeted at 8:16 p.m. He's from The Athletic. He tweeted, there have been some talks between Manchester United and Porto on Alex Telles, but no agreements yet. So negotiations taking place, but no agreement yet. I mean, how bloody often have we heard that this transfer window already? Sancho, Reguilon, you know, it's going over and over, and Thiago and everybody. There's no agreement in place with the club here at this stage. We're having the negotiations. Hopefully it's going to be a matter of time before the deal gets wrapped up and done, because we definitely need to get some players in, as our first game of the season is tomorrow, lads and lasses. So we need to get some players in to give Solskjaer a bit more depth, a bit more quality out there. We all know that. Alex Telles would fit the bill. I mean, look, smash a 1 in the live chat, lads and lasses, if you are buzzing for Alex Telles and you want him to come to United. Smash a 1 in there. Smash something else if you don't want him. Griffo says United couldn't win a transfer of a Fredo with a corpse. Mazin says, yes, the Trooper's not keen on Telles. Griffo, Chaz, Ibsadir, Aaron Homeyard, Mumble Sports, Czar, Daniel Taylor-Gray, Jazzman, Josh Burton. They all say yes. Ussie Samo's like, nah, mate, stay in Portugal, son. Ride the Spiral, Adovitz, Danny, Josh Burton, Disco, Dave. Yes, Disco Dave, great to see you, lad. Tuck, Jonathan Gallagher, everybody seems pretty content with this potential signing of Alex Telles. And in some ways, you know, I'm not just saying this because we've missed out on Reguilon. In some ways, it's a better signing than the Reguilon deal. In a lot of ways, it is. Because he's more experienced, he's more ready-made. The other guys just burst on the scene this last season and does look impressive and will get better and be a great player. But what's the point of having that if you're not going to get to keep hold of the player in a few seasons' time anyway? Whereas with Telles, it would be a permanent fixture. So immediately, that's one massive positive in the Alex Telles column. He's also, like I say, 27, he's 4 years old, he's more experienced. He's just going to be better right now, I think, than the other guy anyway. So I think it's overall a very good deal for United if we can get it done, because it's not a lot of money. Somewhere in the region of 20, 25 million euros, something like that's being talked about right now. Again, we don't know the exact statistics. I've heard some reports where it's as low as 15 and some reports where it's as high as 30. So we'll see, but it's not going to be a great deal of money because, like I say, he's only got a year left on his contract at Porto. So very, very impressive. I mean, he's been on United's radar for a little bit. I think Chelsea was sniffing around him at one point as well, but obviously Frank Lampard got Chilwell instead, obviously from Leicester City, so he did that, and that sort of left the door open for us. Spurs have got Reguilon. Look, there's only one other team at this moment in time that's being talked about, as Laurie Whitwell says here. He says there's no agreements in place. He says PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, are also in the hunt. So PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, also in the hunt. MUFC are in the market for a fullback this window. Right wing remains a priority. Absolutely, and centre-back should remain a priority as well, but we're not doing piss all about that one. But certainly left-back, it's a position we need to strengthen. The only thing I don't like about this one is, again, it's just more of the same old tosh, isn't it? It's more of the same old guff. Look, we've got to wait for the club to reach an agreement with their club. Simple as that. Porto, they're going to want compensating for him. We do have that benefit. There's not long left on the contract, so he will be going. But it's whether or not United can do the business. I think we can on this one. We're getting desperate, but simply put, I don't trust Ed Woodward's arse from his elbow, if that makes sense. That doesn't make any sense, no. He doesn't know his arse from his elbow is what I'm saying. He doesn't have a bloody clue, that man, it seems, in terms of negotiations. Because if he did, he'd have got this deal and a bunch of other deals done much earlier in this window than now. We failed to prepare in this window, and it's going to cost us, I think, maybe. But we need to get a few players in ASAP to try and make up for the real slapdash start in the transfer window and the lack of back in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at the start. You know, Ole would have wanted these players in a lot earlier. It's all great and good and well and fantastic to get him in now before the end of the window. Of course, we've got weeks left. Get them in. If you can get them in, absolutely get them in there. But he should have got it wrapped up ages ago. So again, it's incompetence from that potato-headed buffoon that we call Eddie Woody Woodward. And he himself... You know, he himself has got to be pretty disheartened with Manchester United's business in this window. We've been mugged off left, right and centre, really. And it's only now that we're sort of looking to scratch around and try and get some last-minute signings in. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic from us. But I don't want to get all negative and stuff. This is a positive video, hopefully. As long as those absolute Parisian melts, those Logastastique Farmers League players, PSG, don't come in for him, because let's remember that PSG are the equivalent of Manchester City in France. They're just some sort of cheating moneybag side, and they can spend 200 million on Neymar. I mean, how do you even put that? How do you even justify that with financial fair play for a club like PSG to sign Neymar for, what was it, 196 million or whatever it was? Preposterous, man. So anyway, let's face it, if anybody can pay him better than Manchester United, it is probably PSG. Hopefully he'd like the challenge of coming to play for Manchester United. Hopefully we can offer him more. But as we understand it right now, lads and lasses, Paris Saint-Germain are in the hunt. So, just as a little vote then, lads and lasses, I know a lot of you want Alex Telles at this football club, but how many of you realistically think he is going to come? Because let's say PSG are in the hunt. If you look at our track record over this window, it's not great. I think our desperation's even more so now, though, where I think maybe Woodward and co would do just that little bit extra to get him in, because we haven't got anybody else other than Donny. So have a little vote. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you think he's going to end up at Man United. Smash a 2 in the live chat if you think that he's going to end up at PSG or somebody else. Because, look, remember, our track record in this window does go to show you that we're getting pipped to certain players. Now, whether it's Thiago just using us for a move to Liverpool, or it's Reguilon and we didn't want to agree to the terms of the buyback clause, or it's Bale who last minute decided, look, they're going to go in and he's going to play for his old club. We have been getting done a little bit in this window. So lots of votes coming in. There's a lot of 2s coming in here, guys. Check this out. Shanawaz Khan with a 2. Hajar Ali comments, PSG won't get him. We have Agent Bruno. Good man, good man, good man. Daniel Taylor-Gray, Stephen Ty all think PSG. Glenn thinks PSG. Look, guys, I mean, I think most of you people are definitely voting for Man United. You think that he will end up at United. He's been heavily linked to United. But just a couple of weeks ago, I honestly did think that Sergio Reguilon was going to come to United. We didn't really know that Spurs had that interest at the time. We know he'd been offered to them, but we didn't know that they had the interest at the time. And I assumed United would be leading the race. There was little clues, like he was following our players on social media and stuff like that. You can't read into any of that, it turns out, obviously. We never said that he was definitely coming, but I just had a gut feeling that we would sign him. But we didn't. So look, I've got the feeling on this one too, but that's all it is. It's a feeling at this moment in time. We've still got to agree the terms with the football club, and we haven't been doing that very well recently. Woodward doesn't seem to be the master of negotiations that we hoped he would be. So yeah, to say the least. Hey, shout out Matty the Rushmeister. Thank you very much for getting in here. He says, he sent in a super chat and it says, amazing support, 28.9k subs, fantastic community. Legend Matty the Rushmeister. Thank you very much for that, dude. That is sick. Come on, lads and lasses. We smashed 28.9. Get in there. On the road again. To 29k, lads and lasses. Get in there. Almost. So if you're new to this channel, subscribe and help us get to 29k. But anyway, Matt Rush, thank you so much for that super chat. You're too kind, sir. Thank you very, very, very much. Aaron Homeyard getting in here as well with a super chat. I like your new emoji there. Or sorry, your new avatar, Aaron Homeyard. He comments, I reckon Telles will come to United. Very good point. I mean, look. It's the most probable at this stage. PSG are in the hunt, but we've been linked with this guy for a while, so reckoning wise, I reckon it too, but I don't want to jump the gun at all and say that he's definitely going to come, because we've seen players, being swept out from underneath us already in this transfer window, and I have about as much faith in Ed Woodward's ability to get players into this football club as I do crossing the Atlantic in a paper boat, my friends. Okay, that's legit. You might do it, you might just get lucky. Chances are you're going to end up in a soggy, drowned mess after about 50 yards. And that's sort of how I feel like Ed Woodward's negotiations are when they take place. So nice one, Aaron Homeyard. Thank you very much for that. And you know what? We've got a new channel member getting in here. Disco Dave. He's dropped the DJ and he's just gone with the Disco Dave these days. Double D Dave. Dave, thank you very much for joining the channel and becoming a member of the Bacon and Egg Brigade. You legend, mate. Hey, everybody, welcome Disco Dave to the Bacon and Egg Brigade with your favourite channel member emoji. Thank you very much for that, Dave, you legend. Oh, I got to give you one of these. Thank you for joining the Bacon Brigade. Okay then, right then. So, smash a thumbs up on it if you're just getting in. I can see there's over 300 of you watching this Friday night transfer news show. Thank you very much for getting in here. Get your thoughts and opinions in throughout as well. Tell me what you think about Alex Telles. Tell me what you think about the realism of this transfer. Matt Rush getting those Phil Jones emojis in there. It's great to have you back, Disco Dave. Honestly, thank you so much for getting involved, dude. Anajan Araselvam comments, is it confirmed, Telles? No, there's nothing confirmed about it, lads and lasses. If anybody's told you it's confirmed, they're talking a complete crock of shit, my friends, because there's nothing confirmed about this one. Now, what's happened is French journalist Mohamed Bouhafsi has come out and basically said that that he's agreed a 5-year deal, personal terms, agreed with the agent and the player. Fantastic. That's what's being reported. A couple of other people have come out, such as David Ornstein, and suggested that maybe Porto and Man United haven't yet reached any sort of agreement, and neither necessarily have Man United with the player. So maybe there's just a couple of sources jumping the gun on that one. So that's what's also being reported. But just to get into it a little bit more, there are a lot of sources reporting that this 5-year deal has been agreed. So there is something behind it. Hopefully it's the case. But as I said, it doesn't mean we're getting Telles. As I said, you know, we still got time to mess this deal up. And the track record of us in this transfer window so far would go to show that is a possibility. So let's not get too carried away, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's not a done deal by any stretch of the imagination yet. PSG are still in the hunt for him. For all we know, there's other teams that are in the hunt for him as well. And some of these other teams, maybe they can offer certain things that we can't. Depends how ambitious he is. It depends if he wants a challenge coming in the Premier League. Let's say Paris Saint-Germain came in for Alex Telles, who's been playing in Porto for a good while and doing some bits over there. Maybe he would like the prospect of going to play in that Farmers League, because he's going to get that winner's medal every single year. He's going to get paid handsomely to do it. They're in the Champions League. They progress far in the Champions League. They're a good team. They got a team of Galacticos, really, and they got to the final of the Champions League this year. So that's an attractive proposition. If PSG is serious about that and PSG want to go in for Alex Telles, then it's going to be difficult to United to convince him to come to us. Let's hope that that's not the case. Let's hope that PSG just do want out the deal and are not interested in actually making a genuine offer. And let's hope that Manchester United can get the deal agreed with the club. That's the most important thing here. We know that there's certain players want to come to United. These players are agreeing terms with multiple clubs. You know, we talked about Thiago. We talked about Reguilon. We talked about some of the other players that have been linked with United. You know, some of them have been talked about like they've agreed terms, and maybe they had agreed terms. But the fact of the matter is, we hadn't, as a club, agreed terms with the club, with Porto or with Bayern or with any of the. We haven't actually done the deal with the club, and that's the most important thing, really, because if you can't do that and PSG come in and swoop in and they can do the deal with the club, then he's a PSG player. Simple as that. It doesn't matter if he wants to join United. Doesn't matter if he likes the terms that are agreed from United. If the club do not want to sell him to United because they're not prepared to meet whatever valuation Porto have, then we lose out on the deal, don't we? I'm not saying that's the case, because this guy's going to be cheap. This is such an Eddie Woodward signing, it really is. So he's got the ability to make a bargain signing here. It's a good asset. You know, he's not going to go down. He's going to go up in value for a couple of seasons, 100%, until he gets to the latter part of his career. His statistics are amazing. This is not a gamble at all. He's cheap as chips, man. He's cheap as chips, this guy. Clam J, thank you so much for getting in here, Mr. Clammy, with a super chat. He comments, I tell us you what, pig. This transfer window is an utter bloody calamity. You're right about that one, Mr. Clammy. You're spot on, dude. It has been really quite depressing recently. There's all sorts of horrible stuff that's going on with United's window, losing out on players, not getting the deals done. Will we, won't we, will we, won't we with Sancho all freaking summer long. It's the most sickening window I can remember for a while, to be fair. It's horrible. So yeah, it'd be nice to get a bit of good news in, get some good players in. I'm still holding out like a tiny hope that Jadon Sancho's going to end this transfer window as a red. But look, I'm not holding my breath on that one, just like I'm not actually holding my breath on this Telles deal. Because yes, we may have agreed a 5-year deal, but we've got to agree the deal with Porto first. And we've got to stave off any other competition that may come in from the likes of Paris Saint-Germain. So come on now, guys. I mean, look, let's not get carried away. I'm buzzing about it if we get him. It's a big if at this stage. We should do. We absolutely should. But this could just be some more PR spin from the football club, more PR drip fed out into the media to try and appease the fans a little bit, because the fans are getting pissed off, aren't they? We've had all these different links talked about in the press and the media for weeks. We're all excited about the prospects of these players coming, but none of these bastards have actually come to our club yet. So it's kind of like counterproductive to even get carried away here, because we understand that maybe it's just a bit of bravado from the football club, Manchester United, to bide us time and make sure the fan base don't get too hostile. That's how I view it. So don't get carried away, but thank you very much for that, Clam J. I agree, it's an absolutely terrible window, this one. Truly awful. First Class Gamer says, don't worry, Dave. Pig appreciates people coming in and supporting. Absolutely. Just appreciate everyone who watches these videos. You know, shout out to all the channel members, but just everybody, anyone else who's watching this right now. Thanks for getting in here. Do us a favour if you can. The best thing you can do is smash that thumbs up button, lads and lasses, and get your thoughts in. Interact in the comments section. So Charlie Baker says, what midfield would you play tomorrow? Check out my match preview, actually, Charlie Baker. But just to tell you quickly, I think Solskjaer's going to go with Matic, Pogba and Bruno. It depends if Pogba's fit back from the corona and how affected he was by that. I'm not sure if he'll throw Van der Beek in straight away first game, but if not, maybe Matic, Van der Beek and Bruno. Okay then, guys, so yeah, we missed out on Reguilon, we missed out on Bale. By the way, guys, just want to cheer you up a little bit with a little bit of news quickly. It's not really that interesting, but it is kind of interesting because according to Marca, Gareth Bale is currently injured and will be out for at least 4 weeks. What an absolute meltbag Gareth Bale is. He's literally the most biggest sick note you could possibly hope to meet. He said, it says the Spurs medical team confirmed this during his tests there. It's why he was training inside the gym during the last few days of Madrid. Oh my God. So they've signed a bloody injured player. That is such a Tottenham Hotspur thing to do. No wonder we weren't bloody interested in the guy, because he's freaking injured all the time, and he's going to be injured again. But something, I saw some other thing that he had a golf tee time, so he's not too injured to bloody play golf. It's off his head. He's off his head. What is the matter with Spurs here? They've literally signed an injured player there, Gareth Bale. You know, he's probably going to spend most of the time playing golf whilst nursing an injury. So fair play to him. Fair play to Spurs for taking the gamble on it. We understand that deal was 50% of the wages. Real Madrid desperate to get rid of him. I guess it's not that much of a risk, but I still think it's about £15 million that they're going to have to pay him over the course of the season. And if he's injured for half the time, then surely that's not going to be good. That's not going to be a good investment. We'll see if he pops up and scores the right goals at the right time. Sorry, it's absolutely tickled me, that, guys. I mean, I just find it hilarious that they have signed an injured Gareth Bale. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. I love shit like that. I do. So thank you very much to everybody that's informed me of that one, because that is some cracking news. I love to hear it. You love to see it, don't you? You love to see it. So there you go, Gareth Bale injured for 4 weeks. What a calamity. How's it going, Harry Aswathi? Great to see you, mate. First Class Gamer says Bale is a joke. Jason Ewing says, what's going on in our transfers? We'll cover the rest of the transfers news shortly, but it is a calamity so far. Dennis Usher says, another Darren Anderton. Absolutely. Sick note FC. Adjar Ali says, Jota to LFC, here we go. Oh my God. You had to put a dampener on it, didn't you? You had to put a downer on it, didn't you? Because that is some other news that's coming out today. Fabrizio Romano's tweeted at 10 to 8 tonight saying Liverpool have reached an agreement on personal terms with Diogo Jota after quick contacts today with his agent George Mendes. He's ready to sign until June 2025, negotiation progressing between Liverpool and Wolves to complete the agreement. Final fee could be around about 43 million euros. Oh no! And now we've put a massive downer on this situation because it's just piss poor. We were thinking, oh, the Scousers are a bit skint at the moment. But no, they're just waiting for their right targets, and it looks like they're going to get them in. They just signed Thiago, guys. Thiago, he's a great player. Pisses me right off. Screw that guy choosing Liverpool over United and using us as leverage, but he's playing for Klopp, who they're top of the league. They're challenging for the title and stuff at the moment. So it's an attractive proposition, unfortunately, for these foreign players coming over into the league. And he has gone to Liverpool. I don't want to talk any more about it because it's too damn depressing, lads and lasses. But I am gutted in a way that we missed out on Thiago. I think it goes to show you the shackles we've got in terms of the transfer market and what we're capable of doing at the moment as a football club. So there you go. Diogo Jota looks like he's going to be joining Liverpool from Wolves. It's a good signing. He's a good player. Yeah, no, that's all I'm going to say about those skip rats, Mark Voot. You're spot on there, my friend. Matt Rush comments, we've got 143 likes. You legend, Matty Rush. Yeah, if you haven't done so already, please do hit that thumbs up button. Get involved in the liking of the video, and that will boost us up. That will boost us up. But anyway, thank you guys. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about this Tellez situation then, and what exactly is the situation with him. So we've basically had a look at different fullbacks that we're interested in getting. There's understood to be 3 different targets that we're looking at. Well, remember, we have Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the right and Luke Shaw on the left, which is fantastic. But beyond that, if there's any injury issues or anything like that, then we're pretty much up shit creek without a paddle. So we need some help there. Definitely getting him in there is an absolute no-brainer. Tellez, he made a total of 49 appearances for the club last season. In all competitions, he scored 13 goals and got 12 assists, which is a goal contribution of 25 goals in 49 appearances. That is one every other game, contributing a goal from an assist or scoring it himself in 49 appearances. That is amazing, man. Now, for a left back, look, I have to admit, I don't watch enough Portuguese football to really say how much of a lunatic this guy is. But judging by his statistics from last season, bloody hell, 25 goals that he's contributed from left back. That's fucking unbelievable, lads and lasses. That's unbelievable. I mean, I don't know if anybody's going to tell me if he's the penalty taker or anything like that, but that would sort of make sense, because 13 goals for a left back. I can't even really remember Luke Shaw ever scoring a goal. Has Luke Shaw ever scored a goal? He must have done. He must have scored a senior goal, right? How many, though? 1? Like, how many goals has Luke Shaw scored? Bear in mind, he does get forward a lot. Does anybody know that? How many senior goals has Luke Shaw scored? Because this guy has scored 13 last season and got 12 assists in 49 appearances for Porto. Waka Sakran says 2. Mumble Sport says 2 goals. Luke Shaw has scored 2 goals in his entire United career. And this guy scored 13 last season for Porto and 12 assists. So he's some attacking talent, it sounds like. Now, as we have talked about, the Premier League is a very different league. The Portuguese league, obviously, if a left-back can score 13 goals and get 12 assists, I'm guessing it's a different sort of league. You know, it's obviously not as deep, but they do still have some great teams out there, don't they? The likes of Benfica and Porto and Sporting and Braga, and they've got a good bunch of teams over there, but it's just not got the depth or the quality of the Premier League. I don't expect him to go and put those sorts of numbers up for United in the Premier League, but if he does, that'd be one of the best signings ever, really, from a left-back putting up those numbers would be incredible. But even if he does half of that, like I say, if he gets 6 goals and 6 assists throughout the season, that's going to be pretty good. That's going to be better than what we've got at the moment, I'd imagine. So I think it's just a no-brainer deal, this one. Get him in, pay the money, 22 million euros or whatever it's being bandied around at. Pay the money, get the negotiations sorted with Porto at ASAP, Man United, because this is where we fall down, is the negotiation process. We can easily get the deals done with the players, especially one like Tellez, who's not on a lot of money over in Portugal, really, in the grand scheme of things. We've got a lot of negotiation power when it comes to speaking to him and his agent. He's desperate to come and play for a big club like Manchester United, sure. So that's not an issue. The issue is always going to be, will United be able to reach the agreement with Porto? So we'll see on that one, lads and lasses. And PSG are sniffing around him, so it's a little bit worrying. Let's have a little read about this tweet from Fabrizio as well. He commented and said, and Man United want to sign a left back in the next days. Yes, Alex Tellez is one of the 3 names on the top of the list. One was Reguilon, out because of the clause joining Tottenham Hotspur FC. So it's quite interesting. There's 3 different names on Manchester United's left-back shortlist, so to speak. Reguilon's crossed off the list because obviously he was one of the targets. He's gone to Spurs. Who do you think the other one is, guys? Have a little comment. Get your name in the comment section. Who do you think the other person is that Manchester United are linked with, or Manchester United are considering a left-back? It wouldn't have been Chilwell because that happened ages ago. So, you know, he was obviously somebody that we're being talked about at the start of the season, but obviously not now. So there's one other player supposedly that United are interested in at left back. Aaron Homeyard says Ronaldo. That would be good. Sign Cristiano Ronaldo and play him at left back. That makes a lot of sense. Jim Joe Bobley comments, Vitaly Mykolenko, third option. Interesting. Stephen T.Y., I like your comment, my friend. And I was thinking something along the similar lines, but I still think it'd be ridiculously unrealistic. And that would be Alaba. Now, Alaba's obviously been playing centre-back for Bayern, but I think he's only got a short-term deal left as well at Bayern, not too long, a year. and they're talking about giving him a new contract at the moment. But if that doesn't materialise, it's not realistic, that one. Let's not even talk about David Alaba, because I just don't think that's realistic. I've been saying for 10 years we should sign David Alaba, basically. I think he's that good. And that's when he was playing at left back. He's obviously very versatile. He's gone into a really solid centre back now. He can play anywhere, this lad. So, of course, it's a no-brainer of a signing again, that one. But it's so unrealistic, that one. That would be a major coup, though. If we could get a player like David Alaba, now that seriously would be a major coup for United in this window. But yeah, also Tagliafico's a good shout, actually, Palmarius. Yeah, Tagliafico's another good option that makes a lot of sense and is attainable for United as well. That's right, Will Ryan. He says Ajax is left back. There you go. Walagembe Sula says Mbappe. Well, that would be pretty awesome. But I don't see that one happening. Okay, so yeah, it remains to be seen, lads and lasses. Let's not get your hopes up too much. But smash that one in the live chat if you think United are getting Alex Telles. Smash the one in the live chat. But anyway, so just to go over it a little bit more, and then we'll go on to the next topic. Manchester United, it's believed 22 million euros. If we can reach an agreement with Porto and Paris Saint-Germain, who are also interested, don't make a move, then basically we could get him pretty soon. It could be in the next few days. But we've got to reach that agreement with the club. There's no real point of even discussing him coming in at this moment until that deal is agreed between the two football clubs. And then obviously the movement happens. When you've got what's happened today in the Premier League with Bale and Reguilon and Thiago happening without actually flying in to the UK, that is when we can get excited, really, lads and lasses. But until that moment comes, I'm still reserved to the fact that maybe our shite board and that potato upstairs might make a nightmare of this whole deal, and he might end up going to PSG or something like that. So don't get too carried away, but it'll be brilliant. We still need to get a few more players in this summer. Of course, Jadon Sancho would be fantastic, but I'm not holding my breath on that one. If not him, we've got to look at other players. We'll get on to the next transfer news in a moment, but shout out to you all for stopping by in here. Ice Queen Gaming says, I'm off to get some sleep now, Pig. Bye, Pig, and everyone. See you all tomorrow for the Man United match. Get in there, my daughter. Ice Cream Gaming, thank you so much, Dawn, for getting in here. Really appreciate that. You're a legend. Have a great evening. Yeah, see you for the game tomorrow. Thank you very much for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Ivan Itchy Bollocks comments, is Alaba going for cheap? I know exactly how you feel, Ivan. But anyway, Alaba, he is, because he's not got long left on his deal, but it seems like an unrealistic prospect for United right now. If only Alaba did want to come and have the challenge of playing for United and be a part of this team now, that would be amazing. We should do everything in our power to get him. I don't have the faith in our board and everyone to get the negotiations done and actually get him wrapped up and get him in here as a United player in this window. I just don't have the faith in that. Plus, I would imagine Bayern Munich, they'd be stupid to let him go. If they can make him happy and give him a new deal, they'd be stupid to let David Alaba go. So that is a very unrealistic one. I think that's probably the fourth on the list in terms of realism. Tagliafico, Telles, these guys are much more realistic than Alaba. But we'd all love Alaba, wouldn't you? I mean, who wouldn't love Alaba in this live chat? Ina Alstein says, can't support your channel because the feature isn't available in my damn third world country. Ina Alstein, no worries. Well, the best way, as I say, that you can support the channel is by smashing that like button and getting involved and interacting, my friend, and sharing it on social media if you so wish. Definitely, that's the best things that you can do. So then, let's get into the latest sort of the other story that we want to talk about tonight, which is pretty interesting. Which is, it's being widely reported that Manchester United, if we decide to give up our pursuit of Jadon Sancho or negotiations break down considerably and it's just not going to happen, then United are going to be ready in a bid and have already made contact to sign Ismaila Sarr from Watford. We did a video on it yesterday talking about it, but it seems like there's a lot of speculation and something behind this one. It makes a heck of a lot of sense. I don't know if you guys saw that James Garner, obviously our midfielder, young lad, James Garner went on loan for a season to Watford today. It was announced that James Garner's going on loan to Watford. Now, you can read into that anything you want, but I kind of think maybe it is just that little bit of a sweetener for this deal to get Sarr to Manchester United. It's possible, and I do think Ismaila Sarr's a good player. He doesn't fill me with the same sort of excitement as a Sancho or something like that, but he definitely is somebody that's underrated, I think. I think people give him a hard time. They look at his stats, they say 6 goals, 6 assists throughout the whole of last season, which was only 28 games he played, actually, not all 38. But he was doing that for Watford, guys, and Watford got relegated, and it's not on one man to be able to completely run the show. It's certainly not a 22-year-old lad who's coming from the French league before this. So I think that you can look at those stats. I actually think they're pretty decent stats for somebody that's done it for Watford. If you put him in United's side at right wing, he's just going to get so much more of the ball. He's going to get so much more play. He's going to get, obviously, better service, much better teammates around him, and just a team that more often than not dominates. Whereas Watford are a team that is more often than not dominated. So that's the difference between the two sides here. That's the difference between playing for Watford and playing for United. So if Sarr came in, I'd expect his numbers to somewhere double. To be honest, that doesn't mean make him a world beater. It doesn't make him one of the best in the league. But it's just an option. It's an option for Manchester United to have. And we need options right now. All we've got is James and Rashi. All we've got is of course, at the moment, Greenwood, and then who else? Lingard, Pereira, Mata, they're all not really right for that right-wing spot. So we need to get somebody who is, and he fits the bill for me, guys. So I know it's a bit of a mixed bag in terms of what the fans think about Ismaila Sarr, but it's around about 30 million euros that, I mean, the Independent here, there's a bunch of different sources are claiming would be needed to hire his services from them, in terms, well, not hire, buy the services from him, but I mean, look, to be fair to Watford, they signed him for 40 million. We know they got relegated from the Championship. So would they really be looking to do a deal at big loss like that? Maybe, because he's probably on big wages for a Championship outfit. Where he might want to be leaving the club anyway, because he is a good player. He's 22, he's getting better. He had a good season for Watford, I think. So he would be looking at greener pastures. For 30 million euros or 30 million pounds, it seems like a really good deal for me. But when you start getting up to your 40 millions or even your 50 millions, I just don't think it's that. Well, you know, it's an option, isn't it? It's an option, but it's a lot of money for somebody like Ismaila Sarr, who is good, but is he ever going to be great? Let's have a look. I mean, look at this. So, he had 11 goals. He contributed in 11 goals throughout the season for Watford in 28 games, 11 goals. I think it was 6 goals, 5 assists, all the other way round. And he was the man of the match versus United in that game at Vicarage Road in December 2019. I don't know if any of you remember that, but Sarr was the man of the match in that game, and he scored a goal and provided an assist, and Watford beat us 2-0. I don't know if you guys remember that game. I sort of do. I've got a bit of a shit memory. But there you go. I mean, there's a little bit of an audition for you right there. We've been talking about how good Jack Grealish is, but this guy, you know, he did the business against us. He had an impressive season overall. It's just that Watford are a shite team, and they got readied. And also, he directly contributed in 3 goals against that Liverpool team, if you remember. The first defeat of Liverpool's season last year when Watford bashed them up 3-0, and it was absolutely hilarious. Ismaila Sarr had a hand in all 3 of those goals. So it's not like he can't do it. He is a good player, but he's just not a Sancho level player. But if Manchester United were to end the window with Ismaila Sarr and who knows, maybe another wing option as well, but certainly Ismaila Sarr, a centre-back like Upamecano and Telles, I think most of us would be pretty happy with that. I think most of us would almost rather that than the Jadon Sancho signing. Now, I know there is, of course, Jadon Sancho is going to be one of the best in the world. If you can get that player, it's amazing. But right now for United, we've got some glaring issues in the team that need strengthening in other positions before right wing, in my opinion. Certainly, if you're going to spend your whole wad, if you're going to blow your whole wad on a player, then it's not really, doesn't make a whole lot of sense for me to go and do that, lads and lads. So I think it's a bit of a melt job from United if we end the window just having signed Donny van der Beek and Sancho. Like, it doesn't make very much sense for us to go and do that, I don't think, because it's just crap. Hey, Ryan Berber, 9. I'm sorry, mate. I've missed your super chat, dude. You're a top legend, Ryan Berber. He says, love to yourself, Nicola, and all the BB. Ryan Berber, 9, you top legend. Stick one of those in the live chat for Ryan Berber, 9. Really appreciate that, dude. Thank you for the support. Thanks for being a great mod and just generally supporting this channel and being a hero. Thank you, Ryan. Dylan Gudry or Gwedry. How you doing, Dylan? He comments with a super chat. Thank you, Dylan. He says, I don't know if you already talked about this or not, but you can't forget the stunner he played against Liverpool. His first game at Watford. Nice one, Dylan. Yes, I did. I had just talked about that. And you're absolutely spot on, mate. That's the thing. He's done the business. He's done the business in some big games. He's playing for his team like Watford at the end of the day. I mean, I'm sure if you stuck Marcus Rashford, if you stuck Martial, if you stuck Greenwood in Watford instead of Sarr, last season, they probably would have done a bit better, but I don't think they'd have been putting up the numbers that they did in the United side, because United dominate teams overall. Or certainly, we finished third, so more often than not, we've been on the winning end of games. That's how it works, whereas Watford got relegated, so he's not going to have the same service, he's not going to have all the time on the ball that he would have at United. If you put Martial playing at Watford last season, what's he going to get, 10 goals? He got 17 for United, so it's probably somewhere around that, 11, 12. He's definitely going to get less goals. That's the point I'm making. So if you stuck Sarr in United side, he's going to do better. He's going to do better. And at 22, there's still a lot of development for him to put in. And I think he's played like 20 odd times for Senegal already. Like, he's obviously got a lot of experience for a 22-year-old player. He came in for 40 million. So that's how highly this lad is rated. So Ismaila Sarr, I would absolutely have him at the football club. I know he's not the most popular of signings because of, we want players like Sancho, these stars, these mega signings that are going to be amazing in the future. And I get that. But actually, if you could get an Upamecano and a Sarr and a Telles, I'd probably take that, guys. What do you guys think anyway? Do you think Ismaila Sarr is coming to United? Smash your one in the live chat if you do. He's also heavily linked with Liverpool, but Liverpool are doing other bits of business here. They've agreed terms with Diogo Jota from Wolves for 40 odd million pounds. They've just signed Thiago. So their spending's got to stop somewhere, really. I don't see Liverpool going out and strengthening again and getting Ismaila Sarr in. Depends how much he's available for, but I think this deal that Liverpool have got wrapped up here with Thiago and, of course, Diogo Jota, it does only increase the likelihood that they're not going to go in for Ismaila Sarr, and it only increases the likelihood that United would be the destination for him. So that's how I feel on it. I think there's good probability of it, but at this stage, again, it's down to what United do with Sancho and also how we are in terms of negotiating with Watford and how much money they would part with him with, because he cost them 40 mil. Would they take 30? Would we pay 40? I don't think that we would, because we're just a tight-fisted bunch of melts in this football club. So I don't think that we would, but anyway, get your thoughts and opinions in, because we need a right winger, and he is a decently talented player. So get your thoughts in about Ismaila Sarr. Stephen T.Y. says, no, don't get him. Ago Kelly says yes. Jimmy Pavlovich says yes. Eamon Bennett says yes. By the way, on my family's side, Jimmy Pavlovich, we've actually got some Pavloviches in my family, mate, so I might be related to you, bro. Like, from Yugoslavia they were from, man. So, quite interesting, somewhere down the line. So, yeah, the Trooper says, come on, you Reds. Thank you very much, the Trooper. Good man. United fan comments, Mark Vu, look to be real. We got to play our best this season. This is another thing. We have to keep fit. We have to keep our best players on the top of their game this season. Liverpool did it last year. Firmino, Mane, Salah and all the rest of the tits, they all stayed fit. That's a big factor. If United can get our starting 11, which is really good, just a couple of positions could do with improving in my opinion, but the starting 11's really good. If we could keep all of them fit throughout the season, then we'd be laughing and we probably would be up there challenging, but we're not going to do that because injuries do occur. It's very unlikely that all of our starting 11, especially some of the injury prone melts we've got in there, are going to stay fit. Shout out Ahmed Hussein, who's just subscribed. Yeah, if you're new to this channel and you're just getting in here, smash that subscribe button. We're on the road to 29k, lads and lasses. All aboard the Bacon Brigade. Choo choo! It's the whole train. Anyway, Matt Russ, he says, robbed amigos. What's going on? Glenn says, where in England do you live, pig? I live down in Dorset, mate, the county of Dorset, right down on the south coast. Nicholas Mwegagera says, Sa, huh? I think that was the reaction to a lot of United fans when they heard about the connection to Ismaila Sarr. I'm not going to lie. Abba Latif Sharif says we would have spent 120 million and then he does a Pogba on us. Do we want to take that risk? I don't know if he would do a Pogba on us because this guy's 20. He's still got a lot to prove. I like his mentality. I like his attitude, at least from the outside looking in, because he's somebody that was at Manchester City. He could have quite easily stayed there and collected his wages and tried to get in there and just taking his time about it. But actually, he's hungry to play football. He wanted to play good football at a good level and play games. So he went over to Germany, took a risk, took a gamble. It's not something that a lot of English talents do these days, is go and develop in a different country. You see loads of other league players coming over here and playing in the Premier League, but very rarely these days do you see any exports, especially young ones. Like, you don't really see like a teenager going to play for Dortmund very often. It just doesn't happen. Occasionally, but yeah, I think that goes to show you the sort of character that he is, that he's not prepared to just sit around, that he wants to play, that he wants to score, that he wants a bit of legacy. And if you look at the stats and how he's performed at Dortmund, that's certainly the case. G-Wolf says, Pig, I think we should take a punt on Leon Bailey. Yeah, that would be a very good option as well, mate. I like that as a complete flying winger option. Good shout, G-Wolf. There's a few other players that fit the bill, like Kingsley Coman's another one at Bayern that we're linked with, but it's not realistic again. There's a bunch of different ones. Ousmane Dembele, David Neres over at Ajax would be brilliant. So there's a few different options for United to explore here. A few realistic ones as well. We've just got the deal done for 39 million from Donny van der Beek. You see players like Delight and other players leaving Ajax every single window. So David Neres is probably going to leave sooner or later anyway. So if it's United that's the destination, I'd be happy with that too as a Sancho alternative. United fan says, Maguire needs to be very fast at the back. He can't let any more goals in. Well, I don't think United's ever going to have Maguire be fast at the back because he's just not fast, man. That's like asking a tortoise to be like Usain Bolt. He's just not capable of doing it. Like, that's Maguire, man. He's just a bloody tortoise, that guy. First Class Gamer, thank you so much for getting in with your super chat, matey. What a lad. He comments, don't forget the Flying Pig will be doing a watch-along tomorrow at 5:30. The first game at Old Trafford. P.S. This is my money I was going to spend on a fake moustache. What was that for, First Class Gamer, mate? That sounds a little bit strange. You need to go incognito, do you? Either way, bro, you can just grow one now instead. Hey, but First Class Gamer, thank you very much for that, dude. Very generous of you, man. And yeah, like you say, just to give everybody a reminder, we do the watch-alongs for every single Man United game. Tomorrow, 5:30 p.m, we'll be getting going about 20 minutes, maybe a little bit more before the start of the game. So get involved with the channel tomorrow for the watch-along. We do have a laugh on it. It's a great community, and it's just... Hopefully Manchester United can put in a good performance and smash up Crystal Palace. I hope so. Smash that glass dildo to bits. Thank you, First Class Gamer, for that, man. You're a top lad. Everybody stick a love heart emoji in the live chat for First Class Gamer, because he's a First Class Gamer and a First Class legend. Really appreciate that, dude. Nice one. Yeah, Jonathan Gallagher says fake moustache, LOL. What a random comment, but I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Hey, we've also got a PayPal donation here. I just want to say thank you very much from Matthew Keys. Who's that? Who's that? But either way, thank you very much, Matthew, for sending that over. I don't think there is a... No. Oh, maybe there is. Maybe there is a comment to go with it. Let me just double check. But shout out to Matthew Keys. Shout out to First Class Gamer. Shout out to every single legend who's getting in here tonight. Really appreciate it. Yeah, Matty Keys. Nice one, mate. You bloody legend. Oh, yeah. I know. I remember who that is now. Isn't that Clam J? I'm sorry, I've got a really shit memory, guys. That's the problem. Everybody's got different aliases, and there's hundreds of you people. You know what I mean? But thank you so much for that, dude. Really appreciate it. Nick M says, scenes if we bottle it tomorrow and Tellez ends up at PSG. Man, you're right. There's going to be some serious backlash if that happens. Hey, and another super chat here from Sandeep Barrows. Thanks to everybody getting in here with your super chats and having your say. He comments, looking forward for your FIFA 21 career mode. All hail Don Pigliani. Don Pigliani, the absolute Don manager from Sicily, will be back for FIFA 21. That's right. So wake up on the morning when it's released, remove the horse's head from your bed, and tune in to Don Pigliani. That's right. We're going to be doing some FIFA 21 big time on the channel, lads and lasses. So keep a lookout for that one. Daz Reynolds. Yeah, no, definitely not going to get Mark Aldrich on the channel, mate. To be honest, for various reasons. The biggest reason, I guess, is probably he's a massive tit. Genopol says PSG don't need Tellez, they have Bernat. There you go. So they've got some options there, but again, there's depth there, isn't there? We need depth. Mark Voot says, JP, you can't. How's JP doing? Ellie, I hope you're feeling better this evening as well. Ellie's not too well at the moment. I just want everyone to give her their best wishes in the live chat. She says, I'm just stopping in to like the stream and say hello. I'm too knackered. Good night, everyone, and take care. Nice one, guys. Asan Akhtar says, night, Ellie. VK Dean says, that's what happens when you spend 50% more per season than any manager in their history. Yes, I mean, I'm not too sure what you're on about there, but it sounds like an interesting point. Josh Killeen says, why don't you like him? Oh, I'm not getting into that now, but everybody, a lot of people know on this channel. You could go back and look at various videos, but just any run-ins I've had with the guy, he's always been a massive tit. That's as simple as that, He was actually on my channel back when he had like 12 subscribers back in the day. And anyway, I'm not getting into it again, guys. I'm trying to leave all that shit behind. I don't want negativity on this channel, you know what I mean? So there. But anyway, Yazul says, get well soon, Ellie. Aaron Homer says, take care, Ellie. Best wishes, mate. Absolutely, Ellie. Stay classy. I hope you are feeling better tomorrow and, on the mend. Batman Nightfen says, Piggy, you getting a PS5? I don't really know what I'm doing at this moment in time, I really don't know. I actually want to get the Xbox, to be perfectly honest with you, because I've always just had Xboxes for the last few years, and it's the cheapest one. So I might just get that in, when is it out? It's not even that long until it's out. I don't know yet. I don't know. But I think Cineman's hooking me up with a cheap PS4, so I might be able to, even though the PS5's just coming out, I might be getting on the PS4. That's just basically sums the pig up, really. Anyway, Josh Killeen, he says, fair enough, no worries, Josh. Chica Hampo says, go Donny van der Beek. JP says, Robin Hood, and his merry mustache. Robin Hood and his merry band of melters. And that's unfortunately what we got with Eddie Woodward. Apart from he robs from the poor and gives to the rich. He's like, we should call Eddie Woodward a nickname like Throbbing Hood or something, because he's a massive bellend. That's right, Throbbing Hood. He's a massive bellend. He robs from the poor and gives to the rich bastards, the glazers. That's a pretty good analogy I've just come up with there on the spot, to be fair. Anyway, MUFC Danny, thank you very much. VK Dean says, PS4 is still class. Good shout, good shout. Cason Green says, come on United, 6-0. Bold prediction for the game tomorrow against Crystal Palace. I'm loving it, my friend. I would love that. I'm going for 3-0. I do think we're going to go smash them up and do them. Nice one, Adia-san. Tamitayo. Appreciate it. Love you too, mate. Thank you, Jonathan Gallagher. By the way, there's over 200 likes on the video now. Over 400 of you watching. So if you haven't smashed the like button yet, you know what to do to help this stream out. And maybe help us compete with some of the bigger aforementioned melter channels that we've talked about. Anyway, smash that like on the video, lads and lasses, and get involved, because I'm going to stick around a little bit longer. There's a little bit more news to get into. I'm just going to check my transfer guru's latest, the transfer guru, Mr. Matthew Rush, by the way. Check him out on Twitter, MattUnited20. He's my transfer guru. He keeps me up to date with all the latest goings on at the club. He's got brilliant sources. And, of course, we've got all these other sources to pull from that are in the public domain. But Matty Rush has got a few aces up his sleeve, so to speak. So, very, very knowledgeable guy. Anyway, he's just sent me over this. This is something to do with Solskjaer. Here it says Solskjaer on transfers. It's not a pool as for the other clubs, because part of the MUFC and being good enough is one thing. Then you've got another club that could probably want to keep that type of player of that quality. My focus is us, of course. It's a good point. United have a different sort of talent pool. United, we're looking for more depth in certain areas, and other teams, they're looking for that one-star player in that area. And even though they might be a lesser club in a lot of ways, like Spurs, it's like there's still a good opportunity for a player to go and play for a lesser team. Because let's face it, Alex Telles coming into United, he's got some stern competition. Let's not just write off Luke Shaw. I think Luke Shaw's a good player. And certainly he just needs help, really, because of his fitness concerns, usually has a lot of games out over the course of a season. So we need a little bit of help, and Alex Telles definitely fits that bill, seriously. Ashish Singh says it's 3:39 a.m. here in India, and I am watching you. We love you, Mr. Pig. Get in there, Ashish Singh from India, my friend. And shout out to all the people in India watching right now, because I know there's a bunch of you as well. Really appreciate every single one of you for watching, and everyone around the world, Thank you. Misty Miyagi comments, first class, you'll have to add me when I get it and play Ultimate Team. Absolutely, I'm going to be smashing up FIFA 21 soon, and definitely, I don't know, do you play FIFA first class game? I've never heard you mention you play FIFA, I don't know. But what we're going to do, guys, when we do get this PS4, or potentially this new Xbox as well, we're going to have like a pro clubs. So we're going to do FIFA 21, and we're going to have Flying Pig United pro clubs, or Bacon Brigade FC. I'm not sure. Have a vote in the live chat what you think the team name for pro clubs should be called. Flying Pig United, Smasher 1. Bacon Brigade FC, Smasher 2. The Lad 1986 1 says, great channel, keeping it real. Nice one, The Lad. Thank you for that. You sound like a top lad. Appreciate that, dude. Manu Forever comments, hi Pig, what would your midfield be for tomorrow's game? So, I personally think that it's going to be, my midfield would actually be Van der Beek, Pogba and Bruno, because I think that would be the most exciting one that we could put out. There'd be creation all over the pitch, but it's maybe not the most balanced. So actually what I think would be good is basically the tried and tested midfield that we had last year. Van der Beek's just come into the side. I'm thinking Pogba, Matic and Bruno. So that's my opinion on it. I know a lot of people won't agree with that. First Class Gamer says, Pig, read my previous few comments. Okay, Mr. Miyagi, come to my gaming channel, bro. Wait, is that the one you meant? He says, oh, Mr. Miyagi, I'm getting one too. Why do I have to read out these comments? Oh, there you go. Sorry, I was like, they're not pressing issues. But he says, Pig, post the membership link for the iPhone users, please. Okay, yeah, sorry about that, lads and lasses. Appreciate everyone who wants to be a member on this channel, by the way. But yeah, for some reason, Apple has really dropped the ball on that one. You can't join channel membership on an iPhone, apparently. What's that all about? It's just another example of Android being superior in this day and age. I've said it. I've said it. Android's superior, lads and lasses. If you don't like that, then you can stick it, to be perfectly honest with you. But anyway. Nice one. So I'm just going to post the channel membership link here, everyone, for anybody that does want it. Sorry, I haven't got it to hand right now, but appreciate every single one of you. Just how many have we got right now? Do you know what? We've got 66 members now, lads and lasses. 66 members of the Bacon Brigade. I really appreciate that, every single one of you. That is huge. 66 members of the channel, lads and lasses. Get in there. Okay, so here is the membership link. There you go, lads and lasses. If anybody on an iPhone wants to use it, I've just stuck it in the live chat there. Thank you very much. Alex the Rinconator, the man, the myth, the legend. How you doing? He says, like the video. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate it, mate. Hope you're doing well. What do you think about this Alex Tellers link, Alex? Seeing as he's got the same name as you. Do you like him? Do you think he's a good player? Do you think he's going to come and end up at Manchester United? Because PSG understood to also be in for him at this stage. Homer comments, call me Homer Pig. I absolutely love your show. Watching from Nairobi. Get in there, Homer Kwangu. Have some of that. Nice one, Homer. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm not sure, but I think you might be the first commenter from Nairobi. I could be wrong. We've got a lot of people from your great continent, my friend. But I'm not sure if we've had any from Nairobi. So fair play to you and shout out to Nairobi, dude. Nice one. Yes. Welcome all. Kayan Banahashim comments, did you see Bayern beat Schalke 8-0 today, first day of the Bundesliga? Are you taking the shiz out of me, my friend? They beat them 8-0. Bloody hell. Well, it doesn't really surprise me with Bayern's team. If you actually look at Bayern Munich's team, it's intense. They've got Lewandowski, they've got Koeman, they've got Gnabry, they've got Goretzka, they've got Alaba, they've got Alphonso Davies, they've got Kimmich. Who else have they got? They've got some other nutters as well that I'm not even mentioning. They're a great team. They really are. They're unbelievable, actually. They've assembled a brilliant team, and they haven't even spent that much money on doing that over the years either. VK says, Pig, you have to call your team the Mighty Pigs. Alex comments, I think Alex Tellers is a good player and he gives us options if we need to play more attacking against teams that sit back. And I think it will give Shaw rest and maybe he won't get us hurt as much. What a great comment that is, Alex. I fully agree with you. Yeah, he is a good player. Gives us a different option as well. He is very good going forward, like you say. If you look at his stats, they're pretty ridiculously impressive. Don't know if he'll be able to do that in the league, but like you say, the biggest thing is giving Shaw some help there. We saw Brandon end last year play that role, but he's right-footed. It just wasn't really the right fit. He did a good enough job there, in my opinion, but he's not a true left-back. So fair play to him at 19 to do the job that he did, but he'll be definitely better over deputising for Wan-Bissaka on the right. And then at left-back, have Tellers and Shaw. It gives us great strength there. Plus, like, we've seen Solskjaer play the three at the back system a little bit with Shaw at left centre-back, and Alex Tellers playing the left wing-back role. With Shaw playing that defensive role in the centre-back position. That actually sounds really good. Like, for certain games, I know a lot of people don't like to see us line up that way. We always call it negative, but I don't mind as long as it's the right tactic for the job. If you're coming up against City, who are going to play possession football and dominate you for the ball off the park, then it kind of makes sense to just sit back, soak them up, and try and hit them and hurt them on the counter like we did the last couple of times we played them and did really well against them that way. So I'm not worried about that system. I think it's a good system. It just needs to be utilised in the right games. Glenn says, where is everyone in the chat from? I'm from Norway. Good man, Glenn. Yeah, great to have so many people from Norway tuning in. I don't really know why that is, but we do have a lot of Norwegian fans on this channel. Is it simply because of players like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who played at United, obviously built this legacy up, so there's a lot of Norwegian fans just grew up watching Ole Gunnar play for United? Probably. Jude F. Kennedy says, greetings from Texas. Just started following recently. Love the content. Great positive vibe. Jude Kennedy, thank you so much. I don't know if I could do a Texan accent, actually, but I'll give it a go. Thank you kindly for watching from Texas. That was awful. That's just a generic Southern Belle accent, isn't it? Sorry about that. Thank you kindly. Dizzy Red Devil's also in Texas. He's in Donnell, Texas. Get in there. Bramford 7E, appreciate it, buddy. He says, love your work, Mr. Pig. You should be a pundit at the BBC. Dude, thank you very much for that, Bramford. I don't know if they would have me, but appreciate it. Yes, 11 Ken. He says, Nairobi, Kenya, MUFC win 4-1 tomorrow. Get in there, my friend. Get in there. Yes. Love it. That is fantastic. Alex says, North Texas Reds. Get in there, Alex. Check out the North Texas Reds on Twitter and stuff, by the way, because that's Alex's page there, and there's a lot of passionate fans in Texas who support United. Remember, United is a global club here. Palmeiras is in Leicester, UK. Jude F. Kennedy says, ha ha ha, I can dig it, sucker. Azar Parak, greetings from South Africa to you, my friend, as well. I hope you're having a good day, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in from South Africa, my son. Really nice of you to stop by and take a moment away from the diamond mine. No, I'm joking. That's a horrible joke. I'm sorry about that. That's terrible. What a horrible joke. I apologise. I retract it. Jimmy Pavlovich says Australia. Mumble Sports says sound like a Scouser. For some reason, blame that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio in, okay? Blame Blood Diamond. For some reason, I think of South Africa. I think of diamonds. That's it. That's the connection to me. It's as simple as that. So I apologise. I apologise there. First Class Gamer says, I'm from Accrington, Stanley. Who are there? Exactly. Who's old enough to remember that advert? Accrington, Stanley. Who are there? Exactly. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you remember that advert. It's probably not that many of you because it is old. Yeah, change the subject. I've changed the subject. Nice one, guys. I've never been to South Africa, actually, Azar, but I would love to. I hear it's absolutely beautiful, you know. My mum's been there. She said it was gorgeous, you know, with a tabletop mountain and all that business. Beautiful. It's supposed to be absolutely beautiful. I definitely want to visit one day. It's supposed to be one of the most picturesque places in the world, actually, from what I hear. Can you back that up? Thank you, guys. First Class Gamer says 1 for Uncle Gungshi, 2. Absolutely, Uncle Gungshi, the absolute legend of this channel as well. Thank you to Gungshi. I can't see him in here tonight, but shout out, Gungshi, if you're watching this later, mate. You're a top lad. Nice one, the Trooper. He's in South Devon. Eddie A says, when you asked us to choose between Reguilon and Telles, I chose Telles. I hope it materialises. Well, you chose well, my friend. Well, that remains to be seen, really, because, as I said, Reguilon's going to be at Spurs for at least a couple of seasons. How is he going to get on? How is he going to perform? Is he going to turn out to be a really good player for them? He could be. So we'll see how they perform. It's going to be interesting just to monitor that, actually, throughout the season. How is our signing Alex Telles doing compared to Spurs' signing Reguilon? I think it's a nightmare for Real Madrid to let him go there because of Mourinho. He's a career killer, man. He's not going to develop him that well, I don't think. Marlborough Man says it's all gone Pete Tong. Hugo MP says Mengi. Yeah, Mengi would be a good option this season. He's going to be played a bunch, I think. I mean, he is obviously part of the senior squad now. Solskjaer's promoted him there. So it's going to be very interesting to see how much game time he gets and how he develops, because he's supposed to be a really great young player as well. Batman Night Fan says, sure is good, but he's injury prone. Absolutely, he is a little bit of an injury prone melter. He just needs to lay off those pies, guys. If he laid off those pies, he'd be all right most of the time. Problem is, he's just a bit of a tubber. You know, I've got nothing against him. I'm a tubber too. You know, I've always had an issue with keeping my weight in check as well. He's definitely got that gene. He's definitely got the tubber gene, you know, and it's very easy to be a tubber. But not when you're a professional athlete. You know, you've got to be taken a little bit more seriously. You've got to be leaned out. You've got to be bang on it. And I just got a feeling like he just loves those pies a little bit too much. He's just at home basically smashing Cheetos and Coca-Cola down. Sarvoulon. Thank you, Sarvoulon. Thank you for becoming a member of the Bacon Brigade, mate. Get in there, my son. Thank you so much for joining the Bacon Brigade, Sarvoulon, mate. You absolute legend. Everybody welcome Sarvoulon, who's just becoming a member of the channel. Give him your favourite emoji in the live chat, your favourite channel member emoji. OB Dragon says, I have fat bones. Abalatif Sharif, why can't I? How many players have been judged based on just a couple of games? I've not seen him perform that amazingly, especially when he comes up against teams with a good defence. I'm not too sure who you're talking about there. Let me see if I can go back and investigate a little bit. Hey, Ibrahim Sidak. What's going on? Mark Voot says, thumbs up to Gungshi, absolutely gungers. He's not in here, is he? I can't see him anywhere, no. But either way, what a ledge. Alex getting in here with his favourite channel member emoji of the wild pig. A wild pig has appeared. Clifford Day, thank you very much for that. Legend. JP says, I have no bones. Nice one, guys. Batman Night Fan. Kate, it's great to have so many legends tuning in. Jamie Loki Jones, he says, has Teles signed? Thank you for getting me back on track here. But once again, welcome to Sa Voulon, member of the channel. Brilliant stuff. So, Alex Tellers, has he signed Jamie Loki? The answer to that, my friend, is nah. Nah, he hasn't, mate. Not yet. He's supposedly agreed a 5-year deal with Manchester United, terms agreed. So United have been speaking to his agent and him, and we've got the deal done in terms of the personal terms. The personal terms, supposedly, this is what's being reported, agreed today. So 5-year contract, agreed, he's happy with it. It's basically all in place as long as Manchester United get the deal done with Porto. That's the key thing here. So we talked about his stats. We've talked about how he's performed this season. He's obviously a player that would add something to us right now. French journalist Mohamed Bouhafsi has literally come out and said that the deal is done in terms of the 5-year agreement in place. This is his tweet, to read it and quote it verbatim. He says, Alex Tellez has agreed a 5-year contract with Manchester United. Premier League club will now seek to agree a fee with FC Porto. PSG are also there, still thinking about whether or not to make a concrete move. So there you go. Mohamed Bouhafsi, French journalist there, has come out and said that the contract is agreed and it's done. Fabrizio Romano's also come out and backed this up and just used this guy as a reference. So there's definitely some legitimacy behind that. But like I say, don't get too carried away, because we had agreed terms with Thiago. We had agreed terms with Reguilon. So I'm not too concerned about the terms. It's the deal with the football club. As long as United can agree terms with Porto, then Tellez will probably be a United player, unless they also agree terms with PSG and they give him better personal terms, or he just decides that that's a better option for him, which he might if they come in for him, because PSG is a club that's challenging for the title every year over there. Okay, it's a bloody Farmers League, but they're still going to win it every year, and then they're in the Champions League challenging too. So if that is true and PSG are in for him, there is a little bit of cause for concern there. He couldn't end up going for PSG. Let's be honest now, like, it wouldn't surprise any of us if United bottled out of this deal as well, because we bottled every other single deal this window. So don't think it would surprise anybody if we bottled this one out as well. So to answer your question, there's no real concrete move at the moment. It's just the fact that United have been talking to Tellez and his agent, and Manchester United now have to get the deal done with Porto. But I'm thinking it's going to happen because we need him. We need him now. We needed a left back. We needed Reguilon, but we didn't get Reguilon. The terms weren't right on that deal. And actually, on the face of it, if you look at it, like, he's only got a year left on his deal. If you look at his stats over there, he's 4 years older. He's more experienced. He's better at this moment in time, in my opinion, than Reguilon. Reguilon might go on to be a stunner in the future, but he's still only 23 and he's learning. Whereas this guy, Alex Tellez, he's experienced and he's there doing the business. So yeah, I have to say I do think that he's a heck of a good talent for the money that we'd pay for him, if you just base it on his achievements in the game and what he's done at Porto. Like I said, I don't watch him week in, week out at Porto. I've seen barely any of this guy. But, you know, he's been there a long time. He's got the stats to back it up. And I was sceptical. I had little sceptical thoughts about Bruno when he came in. Like, yeah, he's getting these incredible stats over in the Portuguese league, but can he translate that to the Premier League? Well, not only did he translate it, but he may have even bloody improved upon it. I don't know, because Bruno was incredible in the Premier League since joining in January. So this guy will probably do the business as well. He seems very, very good. 27, it's the right age. It's the best age to get a player, because you're going to have him on a 5-year contract until he's 32, at which time you're going to want to probably get a replacement anyway. So it's the perfect age to sign him. These are the best years of his career. For a wing-back, I'd probably say it's a little bit earlier that their best years fade, simply because of the pace aspect of it, and you lose your half a yard of pace, and that does take a little bit away from a pacey wing-back. So I think 26 to 31, probably the best years of a wing-back's career. And so we've got him for the majority of that, lads and lasses. We've got him from 27 to 32. If this is true, if this happens and he goes through and he's a United player, then spot on. We've got ourselves a heck of a player there for a really good price, because he does only have a year left, and he's probably looking to get away from Porto and just sort of elevate his career a little bit. And United's certainly a club that can do that. Thank you to Mr. Matt Rush again. I can just see I've got a notification come through from the transfer guru, Mr. Matthew Rushmeister. So let me just click on this and see what this is in regards to. Solskjaer's quotes, there's still a few weeks left of the transfer window. It might happen that we get someone in. I work with the club and they know what I feel this team and the squad needs. Absolutely. He also said we're looking at a small pool of players. Oh, we read that one out already. But yes, Great comment there, great quote there from Solskjaer. There's still a few weeks left of the transfer window. It might happen that we get someone in. I work with the club and they know what I feel this team and the squad needs. So we spoke about this earlier on in the video today, the preview. If you didn't watch the match preview, by the way, if you want to hear my thoughts and team selection and predictions and all that stuff for the game tomorrow against Palace, check out the match preview we did earlier on the channel. But as I alluded to in that video, he obviously had a press conference where he addressed this situation. He was asked by journalists, he was asked by people, what are Manchester United's plans in this transfer window? Are we getting more players? He was also asked, what's the movement situation on the Jadon Sancho deal? And he basically said in no roundabout way that he wants to get these players in. He understands that, it's not always possible to get it with this current situation, but ultimately his words were that he knows that the fans know we need to get more players in. We all want to see the best players in. We've also got to work with the youth players and the young players and the players that we've got and make them better. But also we do need to get some players through the door. And he basically said in a roundabout way, we need to get some signings. That's basically what he said without saying it to the point where it's going to anger the Glazers or Woodward and stuff. He's very conservative, but that's ultimately what he said, is that Man United should be getting some players in this window. They need to get some players in this window. That's ultimately what he said. Yes, I did, Alex. You set me off again, bruv. I was having a proper laugh up about that earlier, dude. But Gareth Bale is injured for 4 weeks, guys. I don't know why that tickles me something rotten, that, but he's literally joined Spurs and he's injured for a month. He's the most injury-prone melt ever, isn't he? And Spurs are melters to get him, so no wonder United were interested in this deal, because they've got themselves a walking corpse there, my friends. They basically got, I don't know, Rick Grimes' wife or something there. It seems like, with the long hair and all that. The Walking Dead man. Laurie, that's her name. They got Laurie in their team. He's injured for a month. Steve Johnson, lad, you lunatic. Steve Johnson, you just reminded me that you sent a previous super chat over, Steve, and I apologise that I've missed it, bro. You just reminded me you did. Here it is. He says, hey, you pig, be safe, all friends. Sorry I missed that earlier super chat there, Steve Johnson. You're an absolute hero. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're getting in here and commenting, and I hope you're all good, and stay safe, everyone out there, from Stevie Johnson. Stevie Johnson, smash a love heart in the emoji section for Stevie Johnson. He sent another super chat over that says, Pig, what do you make of the board blaming the fans are too negative over transfers? Makes you sound like Arsenal fans. Steve Johnson, man, look, I understood that the board have been, what have they done? Like on Twitter, they're banning some fans and stuff like that who were talking negatively about the Glazers and the club and that kind of thing. They're just banning them on social media. And there's a lot of fans who are unfollowing United on social media at the moment as well, which I personally don't really see. I guess you can have your voice heard that way, but, what's that really going to do? But either way, look, some fans are being negative. I'm being negative. A lot of us are being negative. You know why? Because it's a negative situation. It's a sad, sad situation. And it's getting more and more absurd. That's what's happening at the club, guys. It's a pathetic situation. It's a depressing situation. It's a stab your eyeballs out situation. Nobody wants to see this shit. This is United. We're supposed to get business done nice and early. We're supposed to have players lining up to join Manchester United. We don't want to see twats like Thiago using us as leverage and then going to Liverpool. We're getting mugged off in this window, guys. Of course we are. And then if you look at the other players we missed out on, we've just been going in. We're connected with everybody, but not getting anybody at the moment. I know we got Donny. That's a great signing. Probably only got him because Barca pulled out the deal. So that's probably the only reason we got Donny. But to be perfectly honest with you, if Barca were keen on him, they'd have probably got him too. So I don't think that we have the negotiation power that we used to have just a few years ago. But still, look, this is a poor window. United fans, we've got every right to be pissed off. We finished 30-odd points behind Liverpool last year, our bitter mortal enemies. They're in a good place. They've got a good team. They're strengthening. They've signed Thiago. They've got a deal in place tonight to sign Diogo Jota from Wolves as well for 43-odd million. That might help us in the Ismaila Sarr pursuit, but it doesn't help us in any other regard, because Liverpool, they're already the best team in the country. Say it how you want it. They smashed everyone up last year. I hate to say it, but they're the best team in the country right now. And they've added Thiago to the midfield, one of the best midfielders in the world, in my opinion. If you look at his stats and how he ran Bayern's midfield over the last few years, certainly this last year that they won the treble and won the Champions League, he's a big part of that. So it's a great signing for Liverpool, and that sickens me. And then they're signing players like that. Chelsea are signing the players like they're signing. And United, at the moment, we're just being left pulling our plug. Not a very good look for us this window. The fans are right. The fans are right to be disheartened. The board, though, they've got no right to tell the fans how they should feel. They've got no right to tell us how they should feel. They should do their jobs to make us feel positive and content as fans. If they did their job and invested what we want them to into the side and did it properly, we would all be content with the ownership, even if they are servicing the debt and paying the shite off. If United was successful on the pitch and we could see that they were making the right investments each window, that would be great. But all we've seen is a track record over the last 7 years, since Fergie's gone, that we do not spend in a Champions League qualification window. When we're qualified for the Champions League, we don't spend. We spend 50% less than when we are not in the Champions League. So when we're not in the Champions League, that's when they spend, because they're desperate to keep that Champions League money coming in and those sponsorship deals coming in, which have little carrots based on whether or not we have Champions League football. So that's the main reason behind it, really, Steve Johnson, mate. I mean, I do think that the fan base overall is correct with their reaction of this window. It's a terrible window. And if it ends on the 5th of October, we've only got Donny van de Beek, then we should be absolutely be making ourselves heard. Scream it from the rooftops, Glazers out, because this regime is disgusting. And actually, we should be saying that anyway, regardless, even if they do spend the money and get Sancho in, because still don't think they've got our long-term interest at heart in this club. And if you look at how much they've siphoned out over the years, it's despicable. Chris Welsing says, Sancho or we riot. Exactly there, Chris Welsing. Well, it might even end up that way, in all honesty. We saw some things happen previously where Woodward's house was attacked. You know, there's a certain element to every fan base that's going to take it to that extreme. And I do think that's an extreme. And I don't think you should be going and attacking people's homes where they live when they have children and that sort of stuff, potentially. So that's terrible. But at the same time, like, it's out of frustration. I understand it. It's out of just sheer disgust from the way that this club's run from the top. And you know, there's a few years ago, there was a football club that was founded, FC United of Manchester. Obviously, a lot of you guys know this being United fans, but that club was founded when the Glazers came in, because it was basically out of protest of the growing commercialization and the nature of which the club was running. And that's what happened. You see, there's a division there. There's a faction that's taken place there, and people have already sacked off Man United as soon as the Glazers come in. Let alone now, when there's a horrible period of discontent at this football club. I really do believe that it's just horrible owners and a horrible situation, guys. Everyone, we've almost hit 250 likes. Shout out to you all for watching this stream tonight. Appreciate each and every one of you that's stopping in here and getting by. Love to all the Baker Brigade worldwide, because there's a shit ton of you, to be fair. There's a shit ton of you these days. We're growing. It's brilliant. We're on our way to 29k. Shout out to each and every one of you that's on board the Bacon Brigade train. Woo woo! So yeah, hit that like button if you haven't already. That would definitely help this stream out a whole bunch. OP Dragon comments, the third kit is a joke, man. Dude, what is the matter with the third kit? Whoever designed that had been smoking crack with Salvador Dali, my friend. That's right. They got Salvador Dali to design that kit whilst he was smacked out of his head. That is what they've done, and that's what it seems to be anyway. Oh, yeah. Okay, so quite interesting, isn't it? And just to allude to Fabrizio Romano's tweet earlier as well, or his Instagram response, I just wanted to bring this up because it's interesting. He sort of went on to say that Manchester United will get, this is what he replied to somebody, take this with a pinch of salt, because how the bloody hell does he know this? But he said, he basically said that United will get a left-back. This is his reply. Left-back and winger will arrive step by step. So that's what he said there. That's obviously just speculation. He's just, speculating that they will arrive. He hasn't got a mystic ball. He doesn't know that United's owners are going to be able to get the deals done. But he's obviously aware that the two main priority targets for United in this window now are the right wing and are the left back. Now, that could be Tellez, it could be Sancho, or it could be completely other players. It's important to remember that we understand that there's three players that we had shortlisted for left back this window. One of them was Reguilon, who's going to Spurs. Alex Tellez, of course, who we're negotiating with at the moment for. And somebody else, possibly, maybe it was Chilwell at the start of the year, but he went to Chelsea. Maybe it was Tagliafico. There's a few other players that it could have been as well. Alaba, but it's unrealistic. So, yeah. JP says, I owe you super chat. I'm skint. JP, thank you so much for the super chat there, my friend. You don't owe me a super chat, my friend. You just, I owe you gratitude for being in here and just being a legend of this channel, mate. Still, really. You've been here a long time, JP, filling us with banter and all the sorts. Sometimes you take it a little bit too far, but, most of the time you're sound. Kian Bayana Hashim says, have you seen Wolves' third kit? No, I haven't actually, but if it's anything like everybody else's third kit, probably looks like an abomination. Have you seen Barcelona's third kit as well? Oh my god, it looks like Peppa Pig's puked up all over Lionel Messi. It looks redonkulous. Fast Class Gamer says, Pig, it's buffering for me. Oh no, you need to upgrade that farmer internet there, Mark Sin, over there in Bristol. I think it's just you it's buffering for. I don't know. Let me know if it's buffering for anybody else. John A, thank you very much for your super chat as well, dude. Crikey, they're all coming in tonight. It's all popping off. John A, thank you, mate. He says, I've always wanted to ask an English fan this. Should there be a limit on even a megastar's weekly wage, or is that just not possible? Thanks for the read and answer, sir. I love the Pig and United. John A, mate, what a legend, man. Thank you so much for that comment. That has warmed the old cockles there. Really appreciate that. So, should we limit? Let's ask the live chat then, but I'll definitely answer your question now as well. Should there be a limit, or even on megastars' weekly wage, or is that just not possible? So you're talking about a salary cap here. You see that in some other sports, a salary cap. Me personally, I think yes, but the problem with that is, unless it's a global phenomenon, unless it's something that all the leagues take on board, if the Premier League was to implement something like that, it's only in the long term going to hinder the Premier League, because there will become a point in time in the future where that figure is now really the common figure in other leagues. Players are being paid that in other leagues, whether it takes 10 years, 20 years, whatever. And so they might adjust this, but still, it would only increase the likelihood that players would leave the Premier League for pursuit of more money. Now, you see players go over to China and play in that league solely for the money. They're not going there for accolades. They're not going there for legend. They're not going there for their own history and the history books, because no offense to the Chinese league, but it's a Mickey Mouse league, isn't it? Come on now. Most of those teams, if you stuck Yanfeng or Shanghai Shenhua up against United or any of these guys, we're going to batter them. Of course we are. It's not up to the standard of the European leagues. That's just the way it is. Maybe one day it will be, because remember, they throw so much money at that league, and they've got so many good players out there. You've got bang average players being paid 400 grand a week out there, to be fair. Some players 700k a week. Mad figures over in the Chinese league, lads and lasses. And bang average players getting paid 300k a week. I mean, Odion Igalo's not a bang average player. I think he's a good player, but he's not a great player. He's not a great player. He's just like he's somewhat of a journeyman, I would say. Somewhat of a journeyman, good player. We've seen his skills and qualities. But he was getting paid 300 odd K a week out there to play for Shanghai Shenhua. So that's crazy. So if you did cap the salary in the English Premier League, you are going to see players go to La Liga or Bundes or China or wherever where they can get the more money. So I do agree with it. I do agree that would be good, because I do think footballers are paid an insane amount of money. I mean, how is it right that Gareth Bale was paid 600k a week, and that yet Macclesfield Town, who have just had a winding up order imposed on them because they have I think it's about the same amount of money in debt that they owe. So they can't come up with this money. The administrators have come in, and there's a winding up order on Macclesfield Town. How sad is that state of affairs in football? How terrible is the football pyramid, though, when you have Gareth Bale being paid 600k a week to sit in the physio room and come in with a month injury at Spurs? Come in with an injury at Spurs, getting paid 600k a week to sit on the bench and do nothing. And then you've got teams like Macclesfield Town going out the Football League. I find it disgusting. Teams like Bury going out the Football League. It's a disgrace, guys. Something needs to be looked at seriously in the footballing pyramid, and there should be a big trickle-down effect to these League 2, League 1 teams. Absolutely. It's a disgrace, guys. It is. But yes, so to answer your question, I would love to see it over an across-the-board salary cap. I really would, because I do think it gets a bit preposterous when you start talking about paying players 500k. But look, that is, at the end of the day, that's sort of capitalism, my friend. That's economics. It's supply and demand. If they're good enough and the demand is there and they can justify that price, then you can name your own price, can't you? I do kind of like in one way that there is that sort of free agency in football where it's kind of like you can make your own terms. If you're that good and you're going to be that much of a valuable asset to a team, you can get paid 900k a week like Messi or whatnot. So it's interesting. There's obviously always going to be outliers as well. Like maybe there comes a point when a player comes in where you know, you've got to be careful not to sterilize the game too much as well. You do have to be careful not to sterilize the game, because think about like how the American leagues are done. Now, I don't know the ins and outs of the MLS or indeed at the NFL and the NBA and these sorts of places. But I understand, like in the NFL, they have a draft every single year, right? And they have like college picks and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know anything about this, guys. I'm talking shit here. But they have a college draft where they like get all the best players and you have a round pick and you get a round pick. Man United gets the third pick. So we get to pick out the player third out of all the picks. So it's almost like a level playing field with that as well, because all the new signings, all the new transfers, all the new crop of talent come through, and then you're allocated a pick based on, I don't know what it's based on actually. Is it based on finishing position? Is it based on just a rotating? I don't really know. So I'm talking out my arse here because I know nothing about American football, but you don't want to sterilize the game like that, I don't think. In one way, it would be great because it would be a more level playing field, but at the same time, we sort of like the whole, you know, it's pretty awesome, this whole, you know, the way that European football works, I think, anyway. But thank you so much for your message there, dude. Misty Miyagi says, is Pig stoned? It's that obvious, is it, Misty Miyagi? First Class Gamer says, don't make me drop the £100. What's that about, First Class Gamer? Hang on a sec. Have I ignored your comment? He says, nah, it's okay. I will pimp slap Pig for waffling. I'm not waffling. I've just answered that question absolutely brilliantly. Yeah, okay, you know, you guys might think I'm waffling, but oh, there's two other super chats here. That's why I'm pissing people off. I apologise, guys. Thank you very much. But shout out to John A. I had to read. You know, it's a great question. I had to answer it properly. First Class Game with a super chat says, okay, you melt. You missed Stevens and SAR's super chat. What? No, I didn't. I went back and I read them, didn't I? Stevie Johnson Oh, I did miss Stephen T.Y.'s super chat. I apologise. Stephen T.Y. comments, to all the people who wanted bail, laugh my effing ass off. Stephen, mate. Oh, let's just all take a little moment to have a laugh at Gareth Bale and Tottenham, because they've signed an injured player. They signed a player who's out on the sidelines for 4 weeks there. And shout out to First Class Gamer for bringing that to my attention, mate. Really appreciate that one, dude. Let's go down. And yeah, thank you again for that one. Steve Johnson, legend, mate. He comments and says, a salary cap will only bring mediocrity. You see it here in North America. See, that's the sort of point I was making. If there is a salary cap, then of course it just increases the likelihood that they're going to go elsewhere to get more money. That's capitalism for you guys, you know. So that's how it works, and there would be no difference to that if the Premier League implemented a salary cap. It would just mean that players would go elsewhere, and the Premier League would be watered down because we could no longer attract the best talent in the world because the money cap would be there. So it's counterproductive in one way, but as I said, if it could be done across the whole board, if every league had their own salary cap or something like that, but then again, it's just unfair. You can't have, you know, well, I suppose you could have across the board salary cap no matter the league. Nice one. Adesh Mohammed, thank you for getting in here. Sarvu Lawn comments, thanks First Class Gamer, and thanks to the mod. You're the best. Shit, sorry, Sar. Let me go on the computer because it's disappeared on my phone. So let me go on the computer here and see if I can actually find it. Shout out to everyone. I can't believe all the people that are sending these in tonight. Don't worry, everyone. I will do a Q&A section. We're pretty much... Have we been going an hour and a half? That's an absolute joke. But anyway, we will do a Q&A section now for everybody who's not sitting on a cushion, who wants to get in here and have their say. Sarvulon. Oh, thank you, Sarvulon. Appreciate it, mate. I can see your comment now. I apologise for missing your super chat. Comments, Sar Skyrim Wonder Kid and your biggest fan. Oh, man. Love your work, Mr. Pig. You're the best. Go, Man United. Giggles. Hey, Sarvulon. Thank you so much. And I love the name. Where are you from? What origin is that name? It's very unusual. Sarvulon. Very nice of you. Thank you so much for the support and getting in here tonight, folks. Jimmy Marsh says it's buffering. That's gashtastic. Put a 1 in the live chat if it's buffering. Steve Johnson says, if you read this one, you missed the 3 others. Oh, shit. Steve Johnson, thank you very much for that, dude. Appreciate it. Oh, okay, I can see another one from you here, Steve Johnson here, mate. A salary crack. Oh, no, I've read that one. Pig, what do you think? Make of the board blaming the fans. I've read that one too. I think I've caught up now. But Steve Johnson, thank you so much for that, bro. Illy United says, nah, it's good. Nice one, Illy United. By the way, Illy United, what a top lad. One of the most passionate Reds we've got here. Is always, whichever United channel you go on, he's always in there. He's proper United through and through, this lad. Jimmy Marsh says, it's stopped now, mate. Great stuff. Absolutely brilliant. Lee Kearns comments, wow, you're really cute. I'll take that all day long. Sham Shahid says, just call us Monitor FC and terms agreed FC. Good point, Sham. And I like your name because that's sort of what it is at United at the moment. It's a sham. It's a sham at Man United because, you know, they should be getting the deals in. And like you say, it's terms agreed FC at the moment. We're not actually getting the deals in over the line. John A. Super Chat. I've read that one. Haven't I? I've read that one, guys. Look. I've read that one. Stop messing me around. But shout out. Sarvulon says, is from Skyrim. Oh, okay. In that case, that's sort of what your comment now. It's a character from Skyrim, is it? Okay, sorry, I don't know anything about that. But nice one, appreciate it, Sarvunon. Thank you for becoming a member of the channel too. Gandhi, what's going on, Gandhi? Comments, hey pig, how long are you on for? Can I listen to your dulcet tones while I fall asleep? Gandhi, you can if you want, but it may end up in getting some pretty horrendous nightmares, my friend. Vivid nightmares springs to mind. But of course you can. Of course you can, until I go like this. Gastastic! And I wake you up. Sorry, my hair just flopped all over the place there. Oh my days. Jarvis Cocker comments, hey pig, with a super chat. Jarvis says, hey pig, how did you come up with the name Flying Pig? When and why did you decide to pursue YouTubing? Love your work, genuine and authentic and kind. Jarvis Cocker, mate, you're a top lad, appreciate that. Thank you for watching all this time. So I came up with a name. It's a crap name, isn't it, guys? It really is. It doesn't make a lot of sense for United channel, to be honest, but it was just my nickname as a goalkeeper when I was a kid because I was porky and I used to fly around like a flying pig. It's literally that's all there is to it. And I came up with this channel name 7 years ago. It was on January, over 7 years ago now, January 29th, 2013 is when we created this channel. And I started doing FIFA videos about, you know, United stuff as well, but mainly the United stuff came when David Moyes came in, and I thought, I'm going to start doing vlog videos. I saw a couple of people do it. True Geordie was doing it for the Newcastle United. He just started doing that. And I saw one of his videos and I thought, yeah, you know, I'm going to give this a go. I didn't really think I was ever going to, you know, get a following or anything like that. I just thought I'd give it a go. And it was just a hobby for me. It's just a complete hobby. Really fun. Enjoyed doing it. If you go back and watch my early videos, they're cringe as food, guys. The camera's yellow. The clips are 2 minutes long. I sound really different on there because the microphone's just absolutely shite. So it's really weird if you go back and watch the videos and how this channel started. But yeah, I just started pumping out the United content and enjoyed what I did. We're one of the original channels on here doing it. So yeah, I think it was just me, Full-Time Devils at the time that had a United channel, I believe. So maybe I could be wrong there, but I don't think anybody else had a channel yet. So yeah, we've been doing it a long time, guys. And then I obviously did videos for Full-Time Devils for a few years, did post-match reactions for them after every game. And yeah, and obviously just kept, but after that, I just sort of decided to, I've only really been putting my all into this channel for a year, to be honest. Like, I know I've had it for 7 years, but you guys know that. How many videos did I have to do when I was in my car, and I just have to do a 3-minute video after a game because I was out doing deliveries or working or whatnot? It's difficult. Like, I really sympathize with all the YouTubers that want to pursue YouTube, but they have like a full-time job. You know, you work 10-hour days or whatever like that because it's so hard to get anything done like that, you know? So in a way, it was quite fortunate in October that I decided to do this, and then obviously lockdown happened. And then after that, I just decided I'm not going to go back to my job at Amazon. I'm just going to have a go at this. And to be honest, it's working out pretty good. I mean, look, this is what I'm doing at the moment. So, you know, in a way, I'm absolutely living the dream, guys. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're not getting super rich over here or anything. But the fact is, we've got an amazing community that, you've seen it tonight, guys. Everyone supports this show, and it's just amazing. So thank you. I just want to say thank you, guys, for allowing me to live my dream. Seriously. Hey, nice one. Thank you for that there, Mumble Sports 1. He says, Pig on Full-Time Devils was funny. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we did do some good one. I mean, back in the day, we used to get a shit ton of views on Full-Time Devils. When we bloody had with David Moyes and I'd do a rant after the game, we're talking 6 figures sometimes, lads and lasses on there. Pretty nutty. I started doing videos for Full-Time Devils when they were in the 40,000s. So in the 40,000, but obviously they changed names and everything. I haven't done jack shit for their channel for years anyway. I'm just focusing on my channel now, guys. But, you know. OP Dragon says, Pig, take care, man. Have a great day tomorrow. Come United. Shout out to you as well, OP Dragon, and same to you, bro. Tony Marshall says, and I only know you yesterday. Dude, that's fine, mate, Tony Marshall. You got to find it somehow. I'm just glad that you found it, man. So it's great you got here in the end. Fate brought us together. You were meant to find it today, mate, or yesterday. You know what I mean? Thank you so much for that, Champ for Show, as well. You've been subscribed for ages. He says, you deserve it, Pig. Love this platform. Champ for Show, thank you so much for that, dude. And thank you for all the support over the years. Do us a favour if you're watching this, guys. I've said it a bunch of times, but I'll say it again. Smash the like button. If you haven't smashed it yet, please do leave that like on it. That will help us out loads. We've got a comment here, a super chat here. Look, I'm going to get into everybody's comments and regular non-super chat comments, guys. So don't worry. You know what I'm like on this channel. I will stay on here all night long if I have to respond to everybody. That's how I roll. So anyway, Onyekaba and Mecca. I hope I said that right. Onyekaba and Mecca comments. If we had a director of football, thank you so much for that, Onyekaba. Sorry, Onyekaba, yeah, Onyekaba. Love it. What a great name. If we had a director of football, Jones, Pereira, Smalling and Matic would not have gotten their insane extensions. We lost Thiago as we had Matic on a crazy one. It's quite an astute comment you made there. I don't think Matic would have got that contract extension either if we had a proper director of football who had a clear vision and was actually allowed to spend money as well. Like, it's one thing having a director of football, but you need to give him the freedom to be able to go and improve in the way that he seems fit, and to work with the manager and the recruitment team and understand who we should be identifying and going and getting them. So I agree with you on your Kaba. Like, we should definitely get a director of football, but unfortunately it's realistically not going to happen with the board that we've got and Woodward at the helm. We just want a yes man. We just want a puppet dangled by the Glazers who says yes and jumps how high that they ask him to. So that's why we are in the situation that we're in. But like you, I would love a director of football, a proper director of football who's got the vision and the leadership to recruit people for this side and just deal with certain footballing aspects. Like, it's important to have football people in a football job. Like, great, Woodward can be a financial man for United in a financial role, but he shouldn't be the man negotiating with clubs to bring footballers in. Simple as that, in my opinion. So somebody like Edwin van der Sar absolutely would be amazing. And yes, we did lose out on Thiago and stuff like that, but I think there's other factors to that. I think it's just that Liverpool are in a better place than United right now. And as, in all honesty, as hard as it is to say it, they're a better proposition to play for as a foreign player coming into the league who doesn't have the same affinity that us United fans have with United. On the outside looking in, they just won the Champions League last season. They're the Premier League champions. They play the nicest attacking football in the league. They barely lost any games last season. It's an attractive proposition to go into a ready-made team when you're somebody like Thiago. So I understand it. United says, one love, Pig, thank you. Matthew Chapman, shout out to you too. Matt Latisi Kobe says, Flying Pig, I would like to see Alex Telles in the Red Devils. Absolutely, Malatse. It would be brilliant if we got him in there. We need somebody at left back now. Just stop dawdling around now. The board just needs to do it. Get it done. We understand we've agreed the terms, but we still haven't agreed the deal with Porto. That's what it could fall down on. So we need to agree that deal and get it done. Dean Flynn, hiya Dean, how are you doing tonight? The Flynninator. Chip Douglas, what's going on? He says, good night all. Thank you, Chip Douglas, for getting in here, mate. You have a great evening. Really appreciate you stopping by. Chip Douglas, everybody. Brandon C's in the house. Hello, Brandon C. How you doing, mate? The Trooper says, Kevin Keegan said he loves it. I would love it. I would love it if we beat them. I would love it if we beat them. That's one of the most iconic melt job interviews ever in the Premier League, isn't it? Sir Alex Ferguson had Kevin Keegan wrapped around his little finger, man. Sir Alex Ferguson was the king of the mind game, wasn't he? I would love it if we beat them. Mazin Outer here says it should be the Flying Devil Pig. That's not a bad idea, actually. Flying Devils or something like that. Pretty cool. Stephen T.Y. says, sorry, mods, I'm going to spam a bit. Tell Pig to drop down the link for people who want to join us. Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. I'll put it in there again. I can easily do it because I've already got it copied. So, nice one. Yeah, if anybody does want to become a member of this channel, you can. I'll put the link in there for the people who use iPhones and don't do it. Shout out to all the Bacon Brigade. What can I say? Incredible support. Kerwin Nixon says it has really been a no-fun transfer window. You're absolutely right there, Kerwin. Really piss poor. Okay, Donny's a good signing, actually. We got a lot of joy out the Donny van der Beek signing because that is a really great bit of business for us. Like, he's 30, he's 39 million. He's only 23. He's a Dutch international. He's going to be great for us. I really think he's going to be great for us, but we still need more players. Steven Zevon, mate, Liverpool fan getting in here. He's a sound Liverpool fan, but Steven Zevon, mate, he's just commented Jota to Liverpool. Bloody hell, mate. I'm really gutted about that one yet. 4-year contract. It's not that we wanted Jota. It's just the fact that Liverpool are signing players that pisses me off. They've just signed Thiago, who we did want. And now, of course, they're going to be signing Diogo Jota from Wolves. And you know what? If somebody signs Diogo Jota from Wolves, that only increases the likelihood that Wolves are not going to sign. I just hit myself in the nose really badly. Wolves are not going to sign any other. Wolves are not going to sell any other players, are they? If they're losing Jota, it's not like they're going to sell Jimenez and Jota. So there you go. Disco Dave says best channel period. Sign up to the Bacon Brigade. Thank you, Disco Dave, you top lad. Appreciate it, dude. Matt Rush says smash a like for the pig. Smash a like on it, lads and lasses, if you haven't done so. We're almost at 300 likes, actually. So it would be pretty sick if we could hit 300 likes by the end of the stream. My voice is going. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'll stick around for a little bit anyway. Matthew Chapman says there's nothing more I'd like to hear than Crystal Palace fans crying after a loss to Man United tomorrow. Hey, look, I'm expecting that to be happening, mate. Crystal Palace, they're going to be down on their knees, bawling after United smashed them to bits 5-0. Actually, my prediction 3-0, but still, I still think we're going to have our wicked way with them. Have you seen Crystal Palace's form going into the last season? Oh, it's awful. They should have got relegated come the end of the season. They did win against Southampton last game. This is a new season, though. They've got injury problems. They still got some good attacking talents, the likes of Ayew and Zaha, but they've got no match for United. The only problem is we lost to them 2-1 last season at Old Trafford, so there is that, but even more emphasis for United to go out there and perform. It's the first game back for United, and we want to get a bit of revenge. So I expect us to smash them to bits, guys. Trooper says, let's hope we win tomorrow. Absolutely. Kyan Benahashim comments, why don't we go in for Alaba, left-footed centre-back, lots of Champions League experience, in his prime, 27 years old, can play left-back and left centre-back. Yes, Kyan Benahashim, my friend, you're spot on. That's exactly who we should be going to get. But unfortunately, United doesn't have that ability to get those players in right now because of the lack of willing to spend from the owners. I mean, look at this Sancho deal. It's crazy. I know David Alaba's contract's running out, so that would definitely help us. But still, it's a big money move in terms of wages and stuff like that. We don't seem prepared to pay it. I would imagine there'd be a whole host of clubs interested in David Alaba, and he might end up choosing somebody else anyway, because, like I say, United isn't the most attractive proposition to play for right now. I think a lot of that is down to the owners, but also Bayern Munich, if they've got anything about them, they're going to get him signed up to a new deal, a new long-term deal, because he's the tits for them. He's an absolute titmeister, that man. He's quality. Ryan Martin comments, do you think agreeing Tellez fee with Porto is close? Well, there is some reports to say that we are negotiating tonight with them about getting the fee agreed. There's even some reports to say that we have agreed the fee. But then none of them are official avenues. None of them are really that reputable. So we'll see on that one. But what we do understand is that we've agreed the personal terms with Tellez. Doesn't mean anything, guys. We agreed personal terms with Reguilon. We agreed personal terms with Thiago. We still saw these players go elsewhere. JP says, are we keeping Dalot now? It looks like it, doesn't it? I think Solskjaer wants him in the side. That maybe remains to be seen, though, JP, because if we do get Tellez, then we'll have Tellez and Luke Shaw on the left, and we'll also have Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Brandon Williams on the right. And then we'll still have players like Ethan Laird, Timothy Fosu-Mensah flying around the gaff. So we'll have a lot of players there and a lot of options, and Dalot just wouldn't get that much game time. Unless you're going to use him as like a flying winger or something like that, I just don't really see how much he's going to play. So he might be sold. Ilya United says 291 likes. Get in there, my son. Shout out to all the likers. Sue Voulon says, I always want to eat a bacon and egg roll. After watching this channel, best name ever, the Bacon Brigade. Hey, thank you so much. I liked Mark Sims' one that he came up with yesterday. He says as an alternative to the Bacon Brigade, maybe they could be called the Sausage Soldiers. Which I thought was pretty good. Nice one. G-Wolf United says, I'm on the phone. Nice one, G-Wolf. No worries. Thank you so much for getting in here tonight, though, G-Wolf, you lad. Mitesh Lakhani comments, isn't PSG also eyeing up Tellez too? We need to sort the fee out with Porto ASAP. Yes, Mitesh, we do. We need to get the field fee agreed. We need to get the deal done. PSG are also understood to be having contract negotiations and also personal term negotiations potentially with Tellez. So just to give you the update and the actual story here, as we understand it, Mohamed Bouhafsi commented, he's a French journalist, also Fabrizio Romano used this guy as a source earlier too, and said that Alex Tellez has signed agreed a 5-year contract with Manchester United. Premier League club will now seek to agree a fee with FC Porto. PSG are also there, still thinking about whether or not to make a concrete move. So it does look like United are leading the chase for him. It does look like we're leading the negotiations with potentially for Porto. But it certainly sounds like PSG is still debating whether or not to go in for Alex Telles. And if they do, there's a possibility we could lose out on him for the reasons I mentioned earlier, that he would be winning a league every year and Champions League football, and probably might even get paid more there too. So if PSG do go in for him, it's not that guaranteed United are going to get him. It depends on the player and if he buys into Solskjaer and what United are trying to do at this football club. So there you go. Alex Telles, I hope he comes, but there's every possibility that he won't. Aaron Turner comments, I'd rather have Jones at left back than Danny Rose. Danny Rose was decent for a couple of seasons, but I think he's definitely gone off the boil. Shivam Kashyap says, so no Jadon Sancho. Look, I'm not holding my breath on the Jadon Sancho deal. I still think United, even though Jadon Sancho would be a great option for us, and down the road I would like to see him signed, I don't think he's ever going to go up that much in value. I think he will a bit as he gets older and progresses, and if he continues as he is, he will go up in value a bit. And plus you do risk the possibility that another football club might swoop in and steal him out from underneath you, and this is United's opportunity where we've got free reign. We can go and get him if we pay the money. No other clubs are doing it. So this is our opportunity for Sancho in some ways. But I also think that money, that 120 million, would be better spent for United this season anyway. And maybe it's a short-term, short-minded view to think of this way rather than looking at the bigger picture. But it's still part of the bigger picture because these players are still going to be here for years. But if you spent that 120 million on a centre-back, a left-back, and another right winger, not Jadon Sancho, but another really good right winger, and maybe a CDM too, then guess what? You've suddenly got a 6 squad. You've suddenly got a squad. Well, potentially if players like an Upamecano came in and he performed and made that centre-back role his, then you would see United obviously improving that position in that area. And overall, we would improve the team quite significantly as a team compared to just signing one player in Jadon Sancho. So, look, if they get the deal done, brilliant. We've got a world-class talent who's 20 years old and only getting better, and it's just going to be this commercial entity for the Glazers and Woodward for all those years as well. They can slap his face on all the noodle packets they want. And he's going to perform out there on the pitch for them. I would imagine, I don't think this is going to be a Sanchez situation because Jadon's 20. He's as hungry as they come. He wants to come over to United and play. That's something that United can give him as well. Like if he went to one of the top clubs in the world at the moment, there was some talk about Liverpool being linked to him. But he's not going to play as regularly at Liverpool, I don't think, because Salah and Mane. So there's a big reason for that. Barcelona, some of the other teams around the world that might be interested in him, he might not get as much game time going into those clubs, Real Madrid and stuff like this. He just might not get as much game time. Not that any of them seem that interested in him at this money anyway. Steve Johnson, thank you so much for the super chat, Steve Johnson. He says, we need Sancho to tie him for the Champions League. Yeah, there you go. So what do you mean? We need Sancho to tie him for the Champions League. Oh, right. So we need to get him in quickly. Otherwise, he's going to be cup tied. Is that what you mean, Steve Johnson? So if we don't get him in now, like if we got him in January, he would be cup tied for the Champions League. So he wouldn't be able to play because he'd already represented Dortmund in the Champions League. I see what you're saying, Steve Johnson, I think. Emmanuel Quarteng, he says, sup, yo. How you doing, Emmanuel Quarteng? Good to see you. Disco Dave says 298 is epic. Shout out everyone who's chucked a like on it, lads and lasses. Look at that. We've smashed 300 likes, everyone. So thank you, every single one of you that smashed that like button. If you haven't done so yet, please do leave a chuck a like on it. That will help this stream out and it will help this channel out load. So thank you, everybody who's done that so far in this vid. A. Ahmed comments, I think United will be up there, but can't see us winning it this season. Yeah, we'll be up there. Oh, it's 299. My bad, Jay Stewart. S. Stewart, I mean. Thank you very much. And now we've got there. Get in there. Fred Cranham says, what about the dry-cured Cavaliers? I don't really know what that means. S. Stewart says, next summer, other big clubs will go for Sancho, so we need to pay more, especially wages. Stupid Woodward are ignorant. You make a good point. We could get him for lesser wages. We could get him guaranteed this window if we just went and paid the money to Dortmund because he is available and he does want to come and no other teams are sniffing around him. So there's a great recipe for signing a world-class player. He would have a free path to come into United, whereas that might change down the line. Thank you, Marek Carolchuk, for getting in here as well. Appreciate it, Marek. He says, the club is killing me and Glazers are the cancer, but thanks for the optimism and entertainment, Mr. Pig. Keep it up. Nice one, Marek. Get in there, Marek. You legend. I'm guessing you're of Polish descent, my friend, with a name like that. Welcome. Thank you for getting in here. And I would love Robert Lewandowski at this football club, just so you know. Aaron Homeyard, he says, wow, well done, everyone. Well done, Pigo. Thank you, Aaron. Bell6891. Hey, Bell6891. He says, why no notification? So, Yeah, YouTube's been having a mare of my notifications recently. Just to double check, everyone, please do smash the bell icon after you've subscribed. Make sure you've clicked the bell and set it to all. That way it should notify you when we post and go live or do anything on this channel. Otherwise, if you sometimes set it to personalised, it might only show you some of the vids. I don't really know, though. I think it's just screwed. Jonathan Denton says United need to play murder football like Leeds United. like Don Revie's Leeds United. Kick 7-seater shit out of everyone. Sounds good. Shiv Am Cash Yap comments, we will win this time. Just wait for the show. Greenwood will outshine everyone this season. Nice one, Shiv Am. Yeah, I agree. Greenwood's going to have a great season, regardless of whether we get Sancho in or not, I think. He's going to be a very important player for us in any position he plays in. Mr. Miyagi says, Steve Johnson, he's 10th best in the world, apparently, Bo, but I'd rather play Henderson, to be honest, and sell De Gea. Still get profit on him, unless he plays for us like he does for Spain. Yeah, you know, I still stick in the faith in De Gea at the moment, but this is his last season for me. If he has a season like last year, see you later on, David. Hey, the United Way. Thank you so much, John, for getting in here, mate. Check out the United Ways channel as well. He's got a YouTube channel, and he's got a great name. Do you know what's funny, actually, John? I almost changed my channel name like 5 years ago to that name, The United Way. Legit, I almost did that. So you've got a good name there, mate. Anyway, let's have a look. So he says, I thought it sounded a little bit like the United Stand, though, but it's obviously a separate word at the end, so I didn't. But anyway, he says, I'm still here, Pig, loving the show. I've been quite busy, just enjoying the show. Hey, been quiet, just enjoy the show. That's great, the United Way. Thank you for getting in here and being a part of it, mate. Absolute legend. Savulon says 5-1. Donny, 2 goals in his first game. I would like to see Donny start the game. Stephen Zevon, he says, Fantasy Premier League, Pig, are you doing it? Yes, mate. I've got my Fantasy Premier League set up. Let me put it in there. To be honest, though, anybody joining, you're going to be late now, aren't you? So it's not exactly the best time to join because there's already one game week gone. Let me see if I can just put the league link in the live chat for you lads and lasses, though, if you want to join. You are going to be late, though. I think there's about 270 or something like that in there right now. So there is a whole bunch of people. For some reason, it's not logging me in, so I can't do that anyway. But sorry about that, guys, but I will do. In fact, hang on, I can do it on my phone, definitely. Yeah, nice one. So if you've just joined us, guys, smash the like, get involved for the last few minutes. I am going to wrap this up soon because we've been chatting a long time, but I wanted to just try and respond to as many of you as possible. Yeah, we can't go longer than 2 hours. That's just ludicrous. So it's about 1 hour and 50 at the moment. So we're definitely going to wrap this one up soon. But thanks for stopping by and getting in here. I really appreciate everyone who comments and interacts with this channel. That's why I stay on here and talk to all of you, because there was a time when I was doing these videos to one person. Legit. So I really do appreciate everyone who watches now, you know. Thank you guys for everything. Let's have a look then. So fantasy football, where are you? Premier League, nice one. So I'll share the league code in the live chat. If you want to join it, you can. It will just be an auto join link. So if you've got a Premier League fantasy football account, you can join up. Just to give you an update on where I am in my league, though, in my own league currently, I'm 252nd. Oh no, I'm 252nd in my own league. I did pretty well last year actually in the league. I finished quite high up, but 252nd in my league after 1 week. Holy shit, that is not good. So I'm just going to copy this auto join link for anybody that does want to join, and you're more than welcome to invite friends, copy auto join link. Let's go and put it in the live chat here, lads and lasses. Here we go. Let me just go onto YouTube real quick, swap it around, boosh, bish, bash, bosh. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have a look at the league in a second and just see who's winning as well, because it'll be interesting to see who's actually bossing that at the moment. Jarvis Cocker says 28.9k subscribers. Let's break the 30k before next game. Keep sharing and spreading the good word. Thank you so much for that, Jarvis Cocker. There you go, lads and lasses. If you've got your eyes on the live chat and you have a fantasy Premier League team, you can click on that link that I've just posted in the live chat, and that will join the league. Now, you will be a week late, unfortunately, and that is gash. But still better late than never, they always say. And you're still in with a shot of doing it. John A says MLS ranking. Stephen Zevon, nice. Jonathan Gallagher says, stay till 2 a.m, Pig. First Class Gamer says, 2 hours long? What about your 18-hour stream? Oh, I'm so gutted about that 18-hour stream. Anybody who doesn't know, a few months ago, we did an 18-hour stream. Just me, not anybody else helping me out. Well, actually, that's not true. We had First Class Gamer on speaking, and they let me have about a 20-minute break at one point to go and get food and stuff, which was sweet. But other than that, I was on there for the whole 18 hours. And we did a stream. It was just to raise charity. It was raise money for the NHS COVID-19 response fund in the UK. That's what we raised it for. We raised £1,500, actually. Shout out to all the Bacon Brigade back then. that donated to that cause. We just stayed on here for 18 hours straight. It was pretty cool. But we don't have the footage, guys. You can find the video and the thumbnail and all the comments are still there. But you can't bloody watch it because it's too long for YouTube's processing, man. I didn't know that. It's maximum 8 hours. And then after that, they don't even bloody record it for you. So we don't even have any evidence that we did that at all, other than the people that were there and watched it. But it was pretty sick. You didn't take over for an hour, Cinnamon. Oh, right, you mean you were involved on it for an hour. Okay, I was going to say, no, I only had 20 minutes off of that stream, mate. Oh, but you're talking about you were on it with me at the time. That's fair enough. Antasanyo Kusuma says, Alex Telles, running down the wing. Alex Telles, go and do your thing. Comes from Brazil. He'll make you ill. Okay, that was shit. George Mellis says, just woke up. What have I missed today? To be honest with you, George, there's a bunch. It's just really Tellez, maybe personal terms agreed. It's being reported left, right and centre all over the media. Fabrizio Romano, everybody's coming out saying that the terms are agreed. We'll see what happens if United can get the terms agreed with Porto. Shout out to Shivam Kashyap. What's the update on Sarr from Watford? Sarr from Watford were believed to be tabling a bid, but who knows? Who knows on that one? It all depends. I do like that Diogo Jota's going to Liverpool because that does mean that it's unlikely that they'd also add Ismaila Sarr in this window. So maybe that would leave the road free for United. Shibby Karthikeyan, hello. Nice to see you. Jarvis Cocker says, wow, £1,500, Pig. You're an absolute national treasure. Yeah, no, we did really well. It's actually really the community that did it. You know, I donated a bit myself, but not that much. You know, it was really everybody else on this channel that was watching that donated. You know, some people donated loads of money. People like Matt Rush, Gungshi, you know, everybody, JP. There was loads of people that donated so much money. So you know who you are. But that was pretty cool. It was a nice thing that we did. So yeah, well done, everyone. Matt Rush says 312 likes. Get in there, my son. SJ Hewitt says, I'd prefer Sarr for a cheap deal. I think 20 to 30 million is worth a gamble. 100%, dude. They paid 40 million for him last year. He's down in the Championship now. They're going to have to cash in and get most of that money back, though. I think £30 million, good signing. 22 years of age, Senegalese international, played like 25 times then. He's experienced. He's played for a couple of good, decent French teams before that. His stats are respectable. I think it's a good deal. Yeah, Steve Johnson, you're right as well, mate. You got involved as well. He said lots donated. Absolutely, loads of different people donated. Too many to name, really. Too many to list. But you know who you were, and every single one of you were legends. Aaron Homeyard says, Night Legends, see you tomorrow for the watch-along Common United. Thank you, Aaron Homeyard. See you then, buddy. Have a great evening. Shout out to Mary. Amrif Pawar says, Ollie is our manager. Standing by him. We may bottle this deal. Absolutely, don't blame Ollie if we don't get this guy, and it's nothing to do with Ollie at this stage. People blaming Ollie for when don't have a big name manager at this club to bring these guys in. That's poppycock, guys. This is a huge football club. We can give players and different prospective talents exactly what they want. Champions League football, challenge them for things. They just got to invest in what we're doing. They have to invest in Ollie's plan, basically. Ali Bana Hashim says, why isn't Adama Traore being considered? I think it's just the money that would be involved. Wolves wouldn't want to sell him. He's 23, he's a beast, he's an asset. I think you'd have to pay at least 50, 60 million to get Adama Traore in this window. So maybe it's not the best value for money. Shibby Karthikeyan says, Alex Telles is an outstanding player. He played for Brazil team. He did, but he only played for them once. I think he's got one cap for Brazil last year, but that's no disgrace. That's no disgrace. Remember, Brazil have had players like Marcelo and stuff like that over the last however many years, so it's difficult to get in there in that role because they've just got one of the best players in the world in that position there, who's been a stalwart for them for a decade. So I don't really hold that as anything bad. Just the fact he's only had one cap for Brazil. Just look at his stats in the Portuguese league for Porto. S. Jewett comments, I'm off, night all. S. Jewett 22, thank you for getting in here tonight. Good night to you, my friend. The Trooper, Illy United, John A. says, is there a Fantasy League code? There is, John. I'm going to stick it in the live chat there. There it is. There's no code. It's an auto join link. So that should auto join you on fantasy.premierleague.com if you want to join it. I know it's late, but it's better late than never. The United Way says, I do Premier League predictions and match reviews while the Rona is here. Oh, right, yeah. Well, great. There you go there. Check out his channel, The United Way. He seems like a really nice lad. I didn't even realise you did a channel the other day, actually, John. But, you know, more power to you, my friend. Thank you very much for getting in here and getting involved too. So check it out, guys, if you want. Mr. Miyagi says, John, no, mate, I just joined now. There you go, spot on. Shibi Carthakayan says, Alex, outstanding in Portugal's league. Yeah, big time. If you look at the statistics, last season he played 49 times for Porto in all competitions. He scored 13 goals and he got 12 assists. So he's contributing a goal every other game from left back. Those are sort of stats that are not really heard of, in my opinion. Savulon comments, would be the psychological effect of any player we buy... What would be the psychological effect on any player we buy as a Sancho alternative? Will they gain the love of the fans? They might feel a little bit of pressure, but if it's a young player like a Sarr, you know, they'll probably come in and they won't have the key role in the team. I think it will be still... If Sarr came in, I imagine it would be like a rotation with Greenwood and Sarr. But I don't really know. Nice one, guys. You know what? I'm going to have to wrap this video up sooner or later. Dizzy Red Devil says, getting dinner with the wife. Good stuff, Pig. See you next time. See you, legends. Thank you, Dizzy Red Devil. Thanks so much for getting in here. Have a great dinner with your wife. Shout out to Mrs. Dizzy as well. Mazin Altathir, shout out. Illy United. Mitesh Lakhani, the Trooper. JP. First Class Gamer. You're a legend, my friend. Mark Voot. Marek Karolchuk. Stephen Ty. Ali Bana Hashem. Shibi Carter Kayan. Ahmed, he says, auto joined the Fantasy Premier League. When do new entries become active and do we carry out our current points? I don't actually know. I hope that that's the case, but I don't know. I know that from game week 1, it counts from game week 1, but I don't know if it counts from when you come into the league. So I'm not too sure on that one. Probably not. JP says, I can't afford dinner, Pig. You taking the piss, JP? This is absolutely gash-tastic. We're going to sort something. We're not going to get into it right here, but I am aware of something that's gone on. And look, we're going to get to the bottom of this, JP, mate. So, look, don't worry. Just don't worry, mate. You're a top lad. The Bacon Brigade's got your back. Anyway, thank you so much to everybody who's watched this video tonight. I am going to leave it there. Thank you to the moderators. Everybody stick that heart emoji in the live chat for the moderators. Show the love, because they do a fantastic job. We've had over 400 people in there most of the night. And, of course, the reason this chat stays so nice and lively and friendly and everything and works the way it does is because of them. If not, it'd be filled with Leeds fans putting horrible Munich statements like they do when they come in here, or it'd be full of racists or spammers, or, you know. So shout out to all the moderators, Matt Rush, G Wolf, Ryan Burberspin, Ellie as well, of course, who's under the weather at the moment. Hope she feels better soon, and her partner Dan as well, legends of the channel. G Wolf, Aaron Homeyard, of course, First Class Gamer, of course, Matt Rush, Ryan Burberspin 9, everybody, you know. I just want to say thank you. Amraf Para, have a great evening, mate. Savulon, Eddie A, Mark Voot, the United Way. No, hey, no worries, the United Way, with a super chat there, dude. Appreciate it. He says, thank you for the shout out. Love to the Pig. No worries at all, United Way. Yeah, there he is, guys. I mean, I don't know if you, can you still click on somebody on YouTube chat? Or does it just not take you to the channel anymore? Either way, that's his logo, that's his name. You can search it. So show him some love, and thank you very much for that, John. You're a top lad. Really appreciate that one. Nice one, Jarvis, Cocker, Legend, Ryan Burberspin 9, The Trooper, Disco Dave, Steve Johnson, Stephen T.Y., Illy United, JP, Mitesh Lakhani, First Class Gamer, Shivam Kashyap, Malik Kazalchuk, Matt Rush, Antisano Kasuma, Mr. Miyagi. Wax on, wax off, my friend. One of my favourite movie characters ever, by the way, Mr. Miyagi. Illy United, Shibi Kartakayan, G-Wolf, First Class Gamer, Mazin Altathir, Mark Alexander, Jonathan Gallagher, The Trooper, United Way, A.A. Ahmed. That's it from me, guys. Thanks for watching. Come back in a few minutes' time and have your say on anything we've discussed in this. My mouth is drier than a bucket of sand. I was just looking for a drink that I don't have. I'm proper pasting over it, guys. You know, I've got the cotton mouth on the go, if you know what I'm saying. If you know, you know. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Do us a favour. Smash that like before you go if you haven't done so already. Please do leave a cheeky little like on this video. I'm feeling the love tonight, guys. I'm not going to lie. You know, we've hit 28.9k. There's been super chats galore. Probably the most ever. I don't know. But it's mad. Like mad. Thank you, everybody, for getting in here and having your say and interacting with me and everyone else in the chat. Lots of fun as ever. Have a great Friday night. Have a great weekend. Make sure you come back tomorrow, though, for the watch along. We'll be covering the Manchester United game, of course. 5:30. There'll still be a transfer video in the afternoon, you know, lunchtime. Might be a little bit earlier tomorrow. It might be like 1 p.m. or something like that. I'm not 100% yet. We'll see if there's news. If there's no news, you know, we're not going to come on here and repeat ourselves and say this same Alex Teller shit again. But, you know, if there's news, we'll let you know. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. See you on the next one. This is The Pig. You're all a bunch of legends. Stay classy. Love to all the Bacon Brigade out there. And hopefully United are going to get a player very, very soon. If not, Don't be surprised, because our owners and our chief executive are an absolute bunch of meltbags. But hopefully we'll get some soon. Come on, United, sort your bloody lives out, and we're going to smash up Crystal Palace tomorrow like the glass dildo that they are. See you later on, lads and lasses. Have a good one. This is the big... See you later. Oh, yeah, nice one. Nice one, Mark Voot. Oink oink to you, my friend. Tony Marshall as well. Thank you very much for getting it. And thank you for finding the channel, mate. Like, it's never too late to subscribe. It's never too late to subscribe. It's never too late to get involved. Stephen Ty, thank you very much. Do you like your name to be called Stephen Ty or Stephen T.Y.? I don't know. In the United, Adios Amigo, The Trooper, Tony Marcial, Disco Dave, Jonathan Gallagher, JP, G-Wolf, A. Ahmed, and everybody else who's watched this vid tonight. Thank you so much, JP. Have a cracking one, my friend. This is the Patreon credits, just to say thank you to all the people that support this show on Patreon. Shout out Showbus Patchacam as well. Showbus, thank you for coming in. Champ for Show, Matty Rush, Simon Cowie, Mr. Miyagi Legends. This is the Patreon credits, though, to say thanks to the people that support this show on Patreon. Tier 2 channel members also appear on this show. Shout out to who? Oh, shit. Who? Which one? Sorry, there's a few different channel members. Somebody upgraded to Tier 2 today. Disco Dave, that's who it was. The memory served me well there. Disco Dave, you're going to be added to this list if you're not already on there. Can't actually remember. Anyway, the best thing you can do to support this show is just by watching it, liking it, interacting. Thanks, guys. That's going to be it. See you tomorrow for the watch along. Come on.